Mute. Good to go. Good to go. Turn off my mouse. There. I turn it off just in case, and it is off of your icon. I'm telling you, man. Every time I did it to Ron from the Bearded Pup, I just click him off by accident. It was an accident. I was like, shit. So I always make it a point to move it away. Hey, yo, man, Bearded Metal Chef, what's up, man? So
what's going on, James?
Before we get into why you guys are really here, and that's this guy right here, which we'll get to him in just a little bit, I did tell you guys that I was going to announce the winner of Christmas in July here. So I'm pretty sure that nobody paid any attention to that, so I'm going to have to make a post as soon as we're done here. But I'm going to announce it right now. And, yeah, Chef, you are the winner. And I'm picking you as the winner. You were the first person to actually message me or even cared about to figure out the answer. And the first person to comment the correct answer, Bearded Metal Chef. Today, you are the winner of Christmas in July, day 16. The answers were this figure, 1818, Solace and Tomorrow. That's the 3 touring bands that I played with. So I will make that post after this is over. Congratulations to the chef. You're the winner. And the crazy thing is, and I double-checked this. Excuse me a second. I double-checked. Bluegrass Beard was like a minute after him. Like, literally, I was like, damn. So that sucks. I was like, damn it. I made you guys dig deep. I did. I really did. Now, tomorrow, I don't have a video for tomorrow, so I've got to come up with this one myself. Do I? No, I don't. I had to think about that. I don't. I have to make a video for tonight. I had to think about it. I have a lot of videos on my phone right now. So
I bet.
I think I know for a fact I've got 12 because I've got 3 more companies, 4 days each. So I got 12. And yeah, I've got 12 more videos to go through. But Bearded Metal Chef, congratulations. You are today's winner of Christmas in July. You will receive an oil and balm combo of your choice from Lone Bear Beard. Direct message them on Instagram. You can do it right now. They don't know yet. But just if they ask anything, just say Scott's going to announce it after the live stream. That's all you got to do. So it was cool watching you jamming. We'll have to talk about that, James, off camera because I don't know what footage you may have seen. I may actually have been sucking whatever you were watching. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's awesome, though. Congrats, James.
I'm talking the chef was literally 1 minute earlier than Bluegrass Beard, and I had to give it to Chef. He was the first to reach out and the first to put the comment up. So I was like, it was fair.
Yeah.
So I'll make the post after I get off of here. But you are the winner. Just direct message Lone Bear Beard on Instagram. You'll get your product here soon. Hey, yo, man, we got Joey Hookham in the house. So we got about 15, 16 people in here. Everyone go give this video a like because of this guy. Welcome to Opening the Door, episode number 12. You are the Dirty Dozen, my man. So if you guys don't know who I'm talking about or if you don't know who this guy is, I'm going to say this on camera. I'm going to watch him. I'm not even going to look at him because I know he's going to start cheesing. I watch a lot of YouTube. Like all of you guys. I watch it every day, pretty much all day. We don't have cable here. We're either Huluing it, we're either priming it. WWE Network, shut up, all wrestling haters. We're all streaming everything. So the Magruder Mansion's a streaming household. I have to be the one who gives you the dislike. You go right ahead, Chris. That's awesome. Appreciate it. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of new and upcoming channels. And when I say new and upcoming, number one, this is when I mean that, my definition of that, in my opinion of that, is a content creator who isn't monetized, who's establishing their name, things of that nature. They're new on the block, or y'all don't even know who they are. One of them. And in my opinion, and I mean this guy here, of the new guys, has the newest and the hottest, best bearding YouTube channel in the game. I've watched all his videos in the past 4 days. I like his style a lot. I believe in this guy 100%. This is Devon from Beard Code. Find him on Instagram. His link is in the description box below. Official Beard Code. I've watched his videos. He has a very, very unique and awesome taste for bearding game. I'm telling you. And I love the sign off. That's you. That is you all day.
Yeah, that was not something I had ever thought of. I was filming a video one time, one of my first handful of videos, and I was like, I don't know how to close this video. So it was the first thing that just like popped into my head as something that I would say like in real life to somebody leaving a conversation. So I put that video out and I got so much feedback after that. And everybody's like, you need to keep doing that. That needs to be your sign off every single video. Keep doing that. So I've done it ever since, and it's kind of become my thing. So it's a cool little sign off. I like it. It's probably like my little personalized touch, I think.
It is. I like it. But I'm going to clarify this, and I don't care. I don't care what you say. Her name is Angel, okay? It's Angel. I'll be the first.
It's funny because when we go out, like if we go out to, if we order food and she gives their name for, like who's picking the order up or stuff like that, she always says Angel because when she says Angel, the next person that calls it out can't pronounce it. So she always just says Angel. So hey, it's practically her name at this point. She changed it on her own, so it's okay.
Her real name is Angel?
No, technically her real name's Angel, but like I said, we'll go out in public and she'll give her name.
Her name is spelled wrong. Food. So you're grammatically wrong. Her name is O-N space G-E-L. So you all been saying her name wrong forever. I'm right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Scott's always right. It doesn't matter what it is.
No, I'm not always right, but you just proved it. I'm telling you. But anyway,
it's all right, man.
We got a question already. Why Beard Code? Why did you come? Yeah. Give me the name. What's up with the name?
So that's a good question. So I think most guys are kind of familiar with like the guy code, the bro code, man code, whatever you want to call it. And it's just kind of like these, foundational rules of thumb that come with being a guy that you just don't break. And so I figured and kind of felt that there are some rules that are kind of like set in stone, rules of thumb about having a beard. Like you don't use, head shampoo and conditioner on your beard. You put oil in before balm. You do stuff like that. And of course, there's always, leeways with each rule and, or code, I guess you could call it. But the general rules are all kind of there and kind of form this foundation, just like a guide code does. And so I kind of came up with the idea because there are a lot of guys who were like me for a long time who had a beard and had absolutely no idea, about different rules that come with having a beard. So I broke all of them. I'm sure we all have been there. You don't use bad products. You aren't using your head, hair, and shampoo, conditioner on your beard, all those kinds of stuff. I was doing all the bad things, using the cheap plastic comb from the dollar store, tearing my beard apart, yanking all my beard hairs out. But I was doing all the bad stuff that you aren't supposed to do. And so I wanted to kind of create a channel that kind of, formulated all of those rules into kind of one place and put those out there for people. And also kind of tie in different product reviews and stuff like that for the sake of people like me, because most of you guys know I'm a college kid. So money is always tight with me. My pockets are very, very slim. And so I wanted to be able to give out very honest reviews where people could get honest opinions and know what to expect with the product before they go spend hard-earned money on it. Because I know for a fact, if I took the suggestion of somebody in a review and the products weren't good after I had spent the very little money I have on a product, I'm not going to be too happy about it. So I wanted to make sure I emphasized putting out honest reviews and stuff like that for people before they go spend their hard-earned money. So
I'll tell you what, he's talking about recommendations. I recommended 2 things to him recently. He reached out to me. Well, we've had this plan about a month now, about 6 weeks. I talked to you
probably a little over a month
ago. So yeah, and I was like, we're gonna do this. And about a week ago, he reached out to me. He says, I've been asked to do a specific review, which we'll keep confidential, just to keep you all wondering what he's going to review. See, you like that?
Keep you on your toes. Yeah, keep him on your toes. I like that.
So anyway, he says, I've been told to review such companies. What do you recommend? Well, let's just put it this way. I now know the number 1 Still number one right now? Yeah, I think it is number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the number one as of right now on Beer Code's list. And the second one, he was like, oh, yeah, this is me. Yeah. So I did good. I did good.
Yeah.
But also, talking about recommendations, we're going to go ahead and jump into this right now. I have been watching some of you guys' stuff, as I said, and I watched John Flying Beardsman's interview he did with Devon, and they turned me on to this. If you don't know what this is peanut butter whiskey, 70 proof. It's about $30 a bottle in my area. Devon, thank you 1,000,000% for recommending this.
Of course.
This is money right here. Cheers to you, my man, and cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
It's
man,
awesome.
So
good. I'm agreeing with what John said. This tastes like a Nutter Butter cookie. That's what this is.
Yes,
it's exactly. So good.
It is phenomenal, man.
Oh, and there you go. He just took care of the thumbs down because he cares. Yeah, that's great. Hey, Vinny P, thanks for coming in, man. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Vinny?
Oh, Matt the Sports Beer wants to know, are you going to say it?
I'm not. Matt, you know better than that. I'm not. I will give you a go Lakers. I'll give you a go Lakers if you really want, but you're not getting another one.
We're talking about screwball, Matt. This is absolute money right here. Thank you, Devon. I love this stuff.
Of course, man. I'm glad you like it. This stuff
it's really, really good.
It is incredible.
So while we're sitting here talking about, obviously, because we're sitting here drinking and having a good chat, and this video is probably going to be demonetized. So here's your thumb up for it. There's the thumbnail right there.
Hey, rock out. Yeah. It's all right.
Anyway, you're 21 years old, right?
Yeah.
You're 21. So you were born in 99?
Mm-hmm.
I graduated high school in 1999.
Man.
No.
That's man.
I brought Devon on here, obviously, because I've been watching him and I believe in his channel. He has my support 100%. And it's no secret, as you guys know, every year I try to help as many people as I can. I try to take a handful of you guys, kind of take you under my wing, try to get you guys to the next level, quote unquote, however you want to say that. And Devon here, like I said, I really enjoy watching his content. I really do. I had when he actually reached out to me to be a part of this, and I responded. I waited a little bit because I was like, okay, let me see what he's got to offer. Literally, like, what does he do? So I started following him, like literally stalking his profile because I want to see who he was. And I had a question that I asked myself, and I'm not making fun of him. What am I going to have in common with a 21-year-old kid? And I mean that because I'm old enough to be your father. I mean, literally.
Right.
I'm like, obviously this, but we have conversated for like the last 4 or 5 days, and he's like my little brother. Like, this dude, he's cool. He's a genius because he goes to college for like 7 degrees or something. But he's a 21-year-old kid who doesn't take anything for granted. He works his butt off because you're going for 3 degrees.
Yeah, 3 different majors. Yeah,
3 different majors at once, right?
Yeah, all at once.
That's awesome, dude. So
yeah.
You're in Colorado Springs right now, right? Yeah. You go to Wichita for school.
It's like about an hour outside of Wichita. So I'm in a real small town called Hillsboro, Kansas.
Okay.
Like I said, about an hour from Wichita. Like, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, nothing but farmland, and there's like 3,000 people in the town where the school's at. So really small town, but I'm about an hour from Wichita. So
okay. So what do you see on a daily basis over in Hillsboro? What is like your life?
Man, a typical day looks like old people. It's a very elderly community, lots of retired people. So that's typically what I see if I'm around town at all. But I mean, most days it's real calm and quiet out there, so it's not too much excitement going on. It's pretty laid back and chill and quiet, which is very, very different than where I'm at right now in Colorado Springs. There's like 1 million+ people here.
Mm.
So I grew up a big city kid where everybody's running around 1 million miles an hour and screaming and loud and traffic and construction everywhere and stuff like that. But Kansas, especially right where I'm at in Kansas, is very, very chill. It's laid back. The most exciting thing for me is like seeing a cow, so like it's real calm and chill and laid back. There's not tons of people. So my days are out there in Kansas are pretty laid back. I'm in the classroom most of the day. Obviously, with 3 degrees, I'm spending a lot of time in the classroom. We're doing homework, and then of course I'm a college basketball player as well. So I
Now,
see
when
a
you
lot
become
of
a doctor,
weights.
when you become a doctor, are you going to continue to do reviews?
If all allows, I definitely plan to. My mom's actually talking to me about that, like what I'm gonna do, with the beard as a doctor. And part of my like goal, I don't know how well I would accomplish it on a wide scale, but I kind of want to lessen that stigma of doctors with a beard or doctors with tattoos, because I have a couple of tattoos. You guys can kind of see somewhat there. But I want to like sleeve my arm out. That's one thing I've always wanted. I want a full sleeve. And so I kind of want to help lessen that stigma of like a doctor having a beard, a doctor having tattoos, and still being very, very professional in the healthcare profession. So I
Right.
definitely still plan to do reviews, even once I make it as a doctor and all that kinds of good stuff. I think that'd be awesome.
I see the numbers have jumped up to 25. You guys go exit out of here and make some Instagram posts and get some more people in here. Let's have a chat with Devon and have a good night tonight. Devon, when did you graduate from a sippy cup? Hey.
It was actually just 2 days ago, actually. My mom finally stopped tucking me into bed, and she told me I didn't have to use a sippy cup anymore. No.
Matt, I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have a Patriots tattoo. Yeah, what's up with you in the Broncos, man? What's up with that?
I'm from Colorado. I was born and raised here, so I've got some faith in my team.
I don't care. I don't like any local teams.
Right, it's all right. But Tyson, I know, is a diehard Chiefs fan, and I can't stand the Chiefs. Dave, also a Chiefs fan, can't stand them. I will give it to Matt. I like the Patriots in a weird way because I love Tom Brady. Tom Brady, in my opinion, is the greatest football player to ever touch a football. That dude is incredible. But I hate the Patriots just because they were always good and always beat the Broncos. So I'm still a Broncos fan at heart. We had our run where we were really good, but we're struggling quite a bit in the past couple of seasons. But it's all right. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back there. So don't worry.
We got Kansas City guy in here. Thank you for coming in. Awesome.
What's up, Dave?
Copper Johns is not a Saints fan. If that's Tyson, I know he's not a Saints fan. So you're living at home right now, obviously, because you're not in school and such. Mm-hmm. Are you honestly? I know you're a student. Hey, Johnny Groom, thanks for coming in.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Are you doing a whole lot of anything? Not to make fun of you, because I know you can't really get a job because you don't know how long you're going to be at home.
Right. No. In all honesty, I'm not. Like, it's weird for me because my whole life everything's just been go, overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on. So I came back home obviously for spring break, and that was when we found out we weren't allowed to go back to school because of all the COVID stuff. So I pretty much kind of just been hanging out. It was a little bit easier back in like the rest of March through April and May because I had online classes to finish the semester. But once those finished, I was pretty much doing nothing. I would sit at home. I couldn't get a job. Typically, I work over the summer while I'm home from school, but everywhere was pretty much closed with COVID stuff. They had opened back up, and I went to go apply at a few different places, but a lot of places still have like limited hours. They're cutting back on how many people are in different facilities or buildings or restaurants or whatever. So there weren't tons of jobs available. And so I couldn't get a job. There were a few places that were like, hey, yeah, we're looking for help, but I'm only going to be home for, 2-3 weeks after they would have hired me. So it just didn't make a lot of sense for me to start working. So I pretty much sit at home all day. I binge watch YouTube videos. I have recently become addicted to like camera and tech gear. That's been my new thing that I've just been watching a ton of. Thank you to Tyson and Dave for that. They got me hooked on the tech and camera bug. So that's pretty much what I've been up to.
I know someone's going to ask, what am I wearing? Damn Yankees, Cavendish. That's all I use. Ooh. What do you got in your beard?
I have got some of the bearded coast in tonight. I've got some of the Tangy Dream oil in right now. I'll probably throw butter. It's still pretty early. It's only about 5:30 here, so I'll probably throw some butter in here in a couple hours. But I'm in the middle of testing that for a review, so that'll be fun.
I'm very, very excited to see that review, those recommendations, man. Because, but and keep in mind, I saw the very first impression. We did a FaceTime talk, and I wanted to see him unbox them, and it was just so awesome to see the first impression of what I recommended to him. And I don't know what he thinks of them. We'll keep that quiet, but I'm so excited to see his videos of these because I think he's going to enjoy them. I'll say that.
Yeah, those will be 2 videos. I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm excited for those ones.
So how many more years I got to ask you? Because I know you really have a pretty big goal when it comes to your schooling career such. How much longer do you have to go to school?
It'll be at least 5 years. So right now I'm actually on pace to graduate with all 3 of my undergraduate majors a full year early, if I want to. But I'm a basketball player, so I don't know if I necessarily want to give up my last year and not play college basketball for my last season. But on the grand scale of things, like you said, I have a very, very large plan for myself. So I might, what's up, Mo? I might try and graduate early in 3 years with all 3 of my majors, get into medical school a year early. It'll be probably 4 years if I don't take any time off and I kind of cram myself with medical school. It'll be 4 years for that. And then depending on whatever I specialize in, that could be anywhere between 2 and 8 years for residency. So I've got quite a bit of learning in school. In terms of just school, it'll probably be at least 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
You're not planning on transferring or anything. You're staying there?
No, I won't transfer. I like the school that I'm at. It's, I love the basketball side of it. That's what brought me out there. A lot of people have asked me, like, you grew up in a big city. Why, of all places, would you go to, a small town in Kansas to go play at this small, real small Christian private school? And it was the basketball where we've always been a very, very good basketball team. And that for, 18 years, that was all I was. I was Devon, the basketball player. I was Devon, the guy who always had a basketball in his hands.
Okay.
And, his basketball shoes in his back seat. So that was like all I was. Now I've, started to expand and I realize I'm a little bit more than just a basketball player, more so a person. And there's a little bit more to Devon than just basketball.
That's funny.
But that's still a very,
That's really cool. That's another thing that, like, I don't think I've ever told you about this. And I used to play basketball a lot when I was young myself. When I was younger, a lot thinner and more physically able. That's what we grew up with. And in my neighborhood, it was the same thing. I was getting ready to say something because you have not, and I'm not making fun of you because you have a pair of shoes, like literally that you play basketball in, and that's what you do. That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was the same way. I used to get made fun of with all my friends and such because I had shoes that were literally, because my front yard was a cul-de-sac turnaround spot, like in a neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a full basketball court with chain nets. Like, we were legit. It was awesome. It was really, really cool. Well, when I was younger, my friends and such, because I had the big front yard, we'd have 2-on-2 tournaments for $20, winner takes all. I had cars parked in the neighborhood all the way down the road, and it was literally just 2-on-2. My dad would come home from work, and of course, he was, when I would love my dad, he was so cool. It was basically a bachelor house. He's a mechanic. He'd come home, and my dad, he was a hardworking man, one of the hardest workers I've ever known in my life. He'd come home, and I'm not making fun of him. He'd come home with his quart of beer in his hand. He always had a quart of beer every day. That was like his thing. He'd come home, and everybody's like, "Oh crap, your dad's home," And he every day he'd give me the nod. He'd give me the nod. Like, that was his way of saying, "Hey, what's up?" And I just play along with it. He'd go set his beer in the fridge. He'd come out. So who's my partner? Let's go. Let's play. He was in it. He may not have been able to play very well, but he loved to play. He's like, let's play. It was fun. We had a good time. Now I got to ask you, who's your favorite team for the NBA?
My favorite team is the Nuggets. I stay true to the teams from where I'm from. So my favorite team is the Nuggets. But it's a close second with the Lakers because you can call me a bandwagon all you guys want in the comment section. I am a diehard LeBron fan. LeBron, I won't say he's the greatest basketball player of all time, but he is the best like skill set basketball player of all time, in my opinion. So I'm a huge Lakers fan just because I love LeBron. I also grew up loving Kobe. I had a love-hate relationship with Kobe. He was always really good, obviously, and played for the Lakers. And that was when the Nuggets were pretty good back in like the early middle 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers always beat the Nuggets in the Western Conference playoffs. So I learned to love Kobe for his game and during the offseason or during the regular season. But come postseason play, once the playoffs started, if they were playing the Nuggets, I hated him. But he was always so good that he always knocked the Nuggets out of the playoffs. So I've always kind of had like that love-hate relationship with the Lakers. And then once LeBron went there, I said, "Yep, that's it." The day he signed his contract in LA, I went and bought a jersey. And I love LeBron, so I'm a huge Lakers fan also, but definitely a Nuggets fan at heart.
It's pathetic to see an un-American. I'm telling you, that's all I'm saying. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. I think this interview is over. I'm like, wow. No, when I was younger, I liked when I was playing. I liked Seattle. That was my team back in the old '90s, the Gary Payton and the Kemp era. I got out of basketball for a little bit, just because, in all seriousness, I grew up and started working. Just didn't pay attention to sports so much. And then me and my started watching again, like 2001, something like that. I can't remember, but at that time, that's when Iverson was like the greatest thing, the greatest player. He's my favorite player, always will be. I was like, I'm like you. I was like, Philly, Iverson's my team. I love him. He's still my favorite player to this day. His birthday is the day after mine. So I was like, that's cool. And I had all of his shoes, every single one of them. And we had a Reebok outlet by my house that was 50% off, always.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I had every single Iverson shoe that you could imagine. And everybody was like, man, because that was the thing. If you played sports, especially basketball, you got the player shoe that you liked. I mean, I'm not knocking him. I have never owned or worn a pair of Michael Jordans my entire life. I don't like his shoes. I just don't like them. And that's just, I'm like, and everyone, oh, the Jordan. I'm like, yeah, the price tag. That's great. But I'm like, I just don't, I'm like, I wouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
They
are always a hefty price tag.
I have nerve damage in my left heel from playing sports so much and being stupid and just literally, heel on the ground, slamming all the time. By the time I was 30, I went to a doctor and they're like, you have nerve damage. So it feels like I'm walking on pins and needles all the time.
Oof,
but
man, that's brutal.
Well, when I went, and the thing that would help was either skater shoes because they have the thick sole, or basketball shoes because they also support the they support the arch and the heel or in the ankle. So I always wore high top basketball shoes. And what all shoes? I got to ask you, what all shoes do you have, or do you like? Are you fond of?
Oh man. Oh, that's a lot. I was a huge like sneakerhead, like in like late middle school, early high school.
I was too. I'm not anymore.
I've gotten away from it as much just because I spend so much, like, for me, when I have 8 a.m. class, like I'm not worried about getting all done up and wearing some of my favorite sneakers to class. I'm just trying to get there.
Right.
And I spend so much time playing and working out and stuff like that now I focus more on the basketball shoes that I wear on the court versus, wearing whatever.
What are they? What do you wear on the court?
My favorite basketball shoes right now are actually Puma's basketball shoes. The Puma, they did a Clyde lifestyle sneaker. And it was kind of weird because Puma, hasn't really, they've always kind of been in the basketball scene, but never really like one of the major dominant brands. It's typically like, Nike and Adidas. Those are the two big ones. Under Armour started to make a push lately. But I'm a huge fan of the new Puma basketball shoes. Those are by far my favorite shoes right now. I have this one pair. They're like bright green, blue like neon pink and they have like black and white checkerboard on. They look, I mean, like somebody just threw up a box of crayons on them. But they're super, super comfortable. My thing is I've always had ankle problems because when I walk, I roll my ankles kind of like this. I do this really funky thing where I walk. And so ankle support has always been really, really key for me. And I've had a knee injury in the past where I dislocated my patella while I was triple jumping. So me, it's very much about, trying to start with the ankle support to kind of work its way up the leg. And those ones have some great ankle support. They kind of have like that kind of like a nylon sock type of fabric almost
Yeah,
up
I know
around
what
the
you're talking
ankle.
about.
So it's like wearing an ankle brace, but without having to actually tape your ankle or wear an ankle brace at all. So they're super,
If I,
super comfortable, have great support. I really like those ones.
if I'm not mistaken, I think I could be wrong, but I think back in the day, Tim Duncan used to wear a pair of shoes that had that like type of material. It almost was like a sock, like kind of like you sucked your foot in to. I know what you're talking about. I think Tim
Yeah.
Duncan had because I had a pair of Tim Duncan shoes that Nike wore or Nike made.
Okay.
And I don't think they like made it a big deal. Like it was his legitimate shoe, but I saw him wear them one day in a game. And I was like, I liked Tim Duncan. I've always liked Tim Duncan. I just thought he was a damn good player. And he never ran his mouth. He just did his job, and that was it. That's all you got out of him. That's why I liked him.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I remember that. I remember a pair of shoes like that. I always liked it, and they were like real cheap, like $80. But you're talking about Pumas, though. That's funny. That's what I played. That's what I drum in. Pumas.
Okay. Yeah. I actually, that's one of my favorite. I love Puma. I have a bunch of the, I have like a bunch of just the little suede canvas sneakers from Puma. I have them in like, I have them in like probably, honestly, I probably have like 10 pairs in different colors. I love
Speed Cats.
Like 50, $60.
That's the shoe that I drummed in because racers, car racers, that's what they wear. Because if you look at the bottom of the shoe, it looks like a tire, and it's good for traction and tread, but also the shoe is super duper light. So they're like, they need that quick, what's that? The quick, they need to be able to move their feet that fast. And I won for giggles one day. I was like, let me try them, and I took my kick pedal into the finish line. No joke. And they thought I was stupid because they didn't know what I was doing. I said, I'm a drummer. I need to get a pair of light shoes. Here I sat down with my kick pedal up against the wall, and they're watching me. I'm like, these will work. So
that's awesome, though.
What I was trying to tell them,
how light they are.
Said, I was like, I'm taking these on the road with me. I'm going to tour. I need a pair of shoes. So that I was, and I now. Those shoes, they don't leave my house because I drummed in them for years. Now I use them just to exercise in the house. So I'm doing the Insanity workout program, and it's fucking killing me.
Oh yeah.
What shoe size do you wear?
I wear a size 12, so I don't have huge feet.
Send me a pair of Speed Cats then. You just send it to me. That's why I asked. Yeah.
Perfect.
So you get me like a dark pair, like a brown, blue, black. Just box them up and send them to me. I'll wear them when they get here.
we'll make something happen.
Yeah, well, yeah. You just send them to me. When you're 6'3"?
Right around there, about 6'2", 6'3".
So do you play a point or shooting guard?
I actually play a combination of both. I typically start at the 2 guard. I start at the shooting guard spot. Up until high school, I mean, kids aren't huge in Colorado typically in high school basketball. So I played more of like the shooting guard and the small forward spot, just because I was one of the taller guys on the floor. But once I got to college, I became the little guy again. So I had to start moving and transitioning more towards playing the point guard. So I play kind of like the 1 and 2. I play most of 2. But we kind of it's a combo guard front. So both of our point guard and our shooting guard are interchangeable. It's kind of just whoever gets the outlet pass becomes a point guard that possession. Is how we run our offense. So I play both spots. I've had to play more point guard this past season, especially when our starting point guard, he knocked himself out during a game on accident. He dove for a ball, hit his head on the scores table, and was out cold. Just knocked himself out. So I had to take over the point guard spot for a handful of games, and I got more comfortable playing the point guard spot. I actually like playing the point guard spot. I love passing the ball. People hate that I pass the ball so much. It's like kind of like a weird problem to have. But I'm one that I tend to overpass the ball. Like I'm, the first one trying to make the extra pass to an open teammate, or I'll be wide open, but a teammate's wide open too. And instead of catching the ball and shooting it, I'm still passing it to them just because I like to share the ball. So I probably overpass a little too much. I should probably look to be a little more aggressive and score more, but I love passing the ball. Some of my favorite players have always been great passers.
So
Like
you
Chauncey
like so
Billups is one
you
of my
so you
favorite
like
players.
you like the point guard position.
I do, yeah. I didn't think I was going to like it just because it's a lot of responsibility at the point guard spot, trying to get guys into the right spots, getting an offense organized. You kind of have to be like the coach out there on the floor. And I thought that was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, that's a lot of responsibility. You have to know, as a point guard, you have to know what spot all four other people are supposed to be in before they even get there.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And, you're doing all of that, orchestrating an offense while, this point guard guarding you is all up in your face and, trying to steal the ball from you. And they're really, especially point guards. Point guards have that tendency where they're really pesky and they just don't leave you alone and they're all up in your face. And so I'm like, oh, that's going to be too much. But I've actually grown pretty fond of it because that means I get to pass the ball more. So I really like the point guard spot.
When I played, keep in mind, I never played like for high school or, this is literally backyard ball. And
yeah,
I always played between the 2, 3, and 4. Always. And yeah. I'm not a tall guy. I'm between 5'8" and 5'9.5" at most. I'm a short guy. And I will say, I did dunk a 10-foot rim one time in my life, and I could never do it again. I did it once. But
your first one's the best one. That's always the most memorable.
It took me about a year to do it, but I had a pair of the strength shoes. I'm sure you probably know what those are. I did all the exercises, and it works. It really does work. I stuck to it. It hurt, but it worked. And I would play between power forward, small, and shooting guard always. I was more of a defensive guy. I was usually the fast one on the court, and I was just good at stealing the ball. I was always good at stealing the ball. And I never liked to shoot. I didn't. I was always like the passer guy. I was just, here, take it. Right. I was like, point guard, I didn't like it so much. Never really liked it. Just wasn't.
It's a tough spot. I think you really have to like playing the point guard spot if you want to play it. It's something that's not for everybody for sure.
Point guards, some of my favorite point guards, not counting Allen Iverson because he's my favorite player. How do I eat my steak? Between medium well and well done. It depends. Depends on what mood I'm in. So
I can take that.
Those conversations were coming up. We're talking. They're coming. I like basketball point guard Steve Nash. Steve Nash was amazing. I like Steve Nash. I liked. I'm trying to remember him because it's been a while to watch sports. Tony Parker. Love Tony Parker. He was great. Gary Payton. Like Gary Payton. Wow, what's his name? Not Chauncey Billups. No. I get him and Kwame Leonard. I get him mixed up. I loved that guy. I'm not saying I don't like him now, but when he won that damn championship for the Spurs, he earned it. He straight earned that for that team. He won the championship for that year.
He was young then when they won that championship. Yeah, he was young, but he showed up and he played hard. Kawhi Leonard, he's one guy that I think does not get enough credit. He's really awkward, and I love you see the videos of him during the media, and he's real awkward and quirky, and you can tell he's kind of like socially uncomfortable, but that guy just wants to go out and play basketball. That's it. That's all he wants to do, and he plays hard. He plays his butt off on the defensive end. He will still go give you 25, 30 points. He's going to rebound. He's going to guard your best player. He does it all. That guy has some heart.
My favorite shooting guards, Michael Finley. I liked Michael Finley. I liked Allen Houston. Man, this is tough. Kobe. Kobe. Yeah. Whether he played the 2 or the 3, whatever. Guy like Kobe. Right. Vince Carter. I liked him. I don't know how you couldn't like Vince Carter. The man was insane.
He is the most exciting player probably ever. And I mean, watching him fly through the air and play with so much energy, but he made it look so effortless. That was
Yeah.
the thing that always stuck out to me. Vince Carter is one of my favorite players too.
Yeah.
It's actually probably my all-time favorite player is actually Vince Carter. But I mean, just the way, like that was my thing. I watched him dunk in the 2000 dunk contest when he hit his little reverse 360 windmill off the grain. And from that point on, I remember the first time I saw that video, I said, I want to dunk a ball one day. It doesn't have to be like that. But if I dunk a ball one day like that, I'd be cool with that. So then, of course, I spent a ton of time watching Vince Carter highlights, and the way he played in the air, he was just so electrifying when he got up there. The things he could do in the air, like it just seemed like he would get up there and just like he just soared through the air and just kind of stood there, and like time froze for him up there. But Vince Carter was insane. I was actually pretty sad when he retired this year. I knew it was coming. I mean, he's like 800 years old at this point, but
he
I was pretty sad.
Played as long as he could, you know. I think he did. It was like, all right, I think I've done enough. I'm good, you know.
Oh yeah.
I like Tracy McGrady. He was actually from Tracy McGrady was from near where I'm from. That's where he played basketball. And I didn't know who he was. I heard about it after the fact, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I did not know that." Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've talked about this a couple of times with some friends and people, you know, that I play basketball with and stuff on a regular basis. But I honestly think if Tracy McGrady never would have gotten hurt, he had, you know, all this back injuries and stuff like that. I think Tracy McGrady would be arguably top 3 basketball player all time. He was everything Kobe was, but he was more athletic. He was taller. He was faster, and he was stronger.
No,
and people, you know, people are
they're both
not
they're both 6'8".
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, he's not super taller, but
I schooled him. Do you like that? I schooled him. Y'all weren't ready for that.
That's right. But yeah, I think Tracy McGrady would have been a top 3 basketball player of all time. He was a freak. If he could have stayed healthy, oh man, I can't even imagine what his game would have looked like.
Ray Allen, we don't need to discuss Ray Allen. If you don't know who he is, you're not a basketball fan. That's the end of that topic right there. I don't care. Now, keep in mind, I don't watch basketball now. I really don't watch sports at all. But I know everyone says Stephen is like the greatest shooter in the world. I'm like, no, he's not. Now, I will say this. He's got this really quickly. There ain't nobody going to top that release. That's quick.
Right.
But no, Ray Allen has a way better shot than he does. Reggie Miller had a better shot than he did. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm with you, and that's coming from, you know, I'm kind of in that generation, that age range that they like to swear by Steph Curry, and I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong; he's an excellent shot maker. There are not very many people who can turn, you know, have his feet facing the wrong way, turn and just throw up a shot and it go in 9 times out of 10 like he does. But like when it comes to being a pure fundamentally sound shooter, I've got Ray Allen in front of him. I have Reggie Miller in front of him. I even have Klay Thompson in front of him in terms of like actually being a fundamental shooter. I think they're all way better than he is.
Klay can play.
But when it comes to making shots, like Steph Curry hits some tough shots. I think he's one of the best shot makers, but not necessarily been one of the best shooters. I think there's a big difference there in terms of like making shots and being a good shooter. So
I see a lot of comments here. I'm seeing them here, and I'm not ignoring some of them. I see a lot of you guys talk about Michael Jordan. I'm not disagreeing. I don't really talk about him because everyone says he's like the greatest thing to walk the face of the earth when it comes. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I get it. We get it. We know. I don't really talk about him. Just, it's nothing against him. I'm just like, we all know how good he was. I'm like, okay, let's not talk about it. That's what I've always said to people. I'm like, we all know he was the greatest thing, you know, but that's another topic for another day. Power forwards, I always grew up liking Sean Kemp, Chris Webber.
Yes.
Trying to, man, I'm feeling old. Tim Duncan, because he played the center or the power forward. Durant, because he's 6'11". 6'11", I think he is.
Yeah, they say he's 6'11". I've seen pictures of him, and I've actually seen him out in public, like not super up close. I was probably about 25 feet away from him. I think he's a 7-footer. I have a handful of 7-footers I've played with, and I saw him standing next to, who was he standing next to?
Garnett is another one I like. KG, I love KG.
I can't remember who he was standing next to. He was standing next to somebody else in the NBA who's a 7-footer, and he is just as tall, if not taller, than 7-footers in the league.
Okay.
I think he's a 7-footer. I think he just doesn't say he's 7 foot because then it kind of turns into like I think if you're listed as a 7-footer, people just automatically assume okay you're a center now. I don't think it much matters if you're 7 foot and you play shooting guard. If you are capable of having that skill set and can play that position, who cares how tall you are? But Kevin Durant, he's a freak. He's something special.
Sucks he got hurt though. It really sucks.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
really sucked. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Centers. See, there's so many. You can go the Shaquille O'Neal route. You could go the Hakeem Olajuwon route. You could go the David Robinson route. Patrick Ewing. Mutombo. Depends on what. And then you got like the Bill Russells, the Wilts, the Kareems, and they're like I said, the center. It just depends on what you like out of them,
Yeah, very true. I think there's definitely some different types of centers out there. Like there's, you have guys who like Hakeem Olajuwon who were a lot more, I don't necessarily say flashy because he wasn't flashy, but his footwork was insane.
Fundamental
right.
and defensive.
And then you look at guys like Shaq. Like Shaq was just an animal. Like in my opinion, he was the most unstoppable player of all time because you couldn't stop somebody that big and strong and powerful. And I mean, he was fairly athletic for being as big as he was. He had, some little athleticism to him.
He's not the most stoppable player. No way. That's John Starks, man. John Starks.
Oh no,
the dude was a nobody until he jumped over top of a Chicago Bull and said, "Ha ha! Look what I can do."
I see. No, that was impressive though. Some of the little guys made a name for themselves, especially when they stepped up and had to play guys on the big scale. Like John Starks was one. He stepped up big time. Gary Payton was another player that for a while. He was always kind of big, but he stepped up a lot, especially in prime time when it came to guard. He's like in the NBA Finals. They made him guard Jordan, and he stepped up. I mean, they didn't win, but he stepped up and he gave Michael Jordan some fits, but. There are a lot of guys like that who
I was so
prime
mad.
time talent.
I was so mad that year because I was a Seattle fan at the time, and I like my dad and all. We just like to watch the game, just to watch a good series. And I was like, they're gonna lose. I knew. I said, he goes, you're not. I say, I'm not even gonna root for them. They're gonna lose. I'm like, they're playing Chicago. It's not gonna happen. I was right. I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, there's just no way.
Yeah, that Chicago team was just they were really tough. That was arguably the best team that's ever been formed. But I mean, it was always good watching the series because there were some teams that put up some good fights. But hey, what's up, Ben?
Thank you for coming in, Ben. We're sitting here talking about some basketball. Let's change topics here because
let's do it.
Because I don't think you can handle me on a 12-foot rim. I think that's why we need to end it here because you would lose. Just telling you in advance.
Probably.
Lose. You probably beat me in a one-on-one, more than likely, because you are taller. But I would outshoot you all day long, and I would definitely dunk over top of you because you can't hang me. It's got to be a 12-foot rim. Just tell me.
Right. Okay. I respect that. I respect
I'm a big baller. If that's telling you anything, 12-foot rim.
Right. Big time. Big time.
We're just getting to this topic here. Foods. Because I don't know all the logistics. Can we have a community pickup game? Sure. How are we going to do that? Because he's in Colorado. I'm in frickin' Pennsylvania. I don't have a video game system, so we can't do that. However, I hope Mandy hears this. I will be getting an NBA Jam Arcade 1-Up machine for Christmas. So if anyone gets one, we can play with your Wi-Fi connection. I hope you heard that. Yeah.
Just put sticky notes all over the house just in case she forgets.
I will say I loved playing NBA Jam. And I'm like, when I was like, I got to get that. It's $500 because I got the Mortal Kombat one. And okay. That was like my favorite games as a kid. I love those old three, and I saw I had to have it. NBA Jam, I was like, oh my God, that's like another part of my childhood. I want it so bad, but it's $500. I'm like,
yeah,
maybe,
man.
But anyway, let's talk about this food here. I gotta ask because I don't know the whole story. What's up with the steak? What's up with the steak?
Oh man, so it honestly just kind of like took off and developed on its own. I think it was I think it was one of Dan C's streams.
Hmm?
He had said something about somebody had brought up steak. I don't remember who or how it got brought up, but somebody brought up steak, and we were all talking about our steak preferences. And I had said that I like my steaks well done, and of course that set people over the edge. People went ballistic. Said, "How dare you ruin a steak and eat that piece of leather and tire rubber and all kinds of crazy stuff."
Hmm?
Um, and so then I was like, "Whoa!" Like people got really fired up, and it kind of just got brought up a few more times. And I'm serious. I like my steaks well done. People, for a while thought I was joking. I'm like, nope, I really like my steak well done, and not only well done, I like it with A1 sauce. I just love A1 sauce. I put that A1 sauce on everything. It's just so good. Um, and so it kind of just like developed, and I became known as like the well done steak guy. And so then I had to like make it an effort to bring it up into like every conversation I could, just to drive people crazy.
Okay.
So then after a while, everybody kind of started giving me crap for it, and I stood strong. I still stand my ground. I still love my steaks well done. And Tyson from Copper John, actually, I was live with him a few weeks ago. He was doing a few days of giveaways prior to the official release of his company. And so, we had been talking about steak and how that whole thing got started. And so him and I actually agreed to go live again the following week. And he decided he would eat a 4-ounce well-done steak if I ate a 4-ounce medium rare steak. And at first I was like, ew, no way, I'm not doing it. And then he finally, sweetened the deal. He was like, I'll throw you some stuff and I'll eat a well-done steak too, just so you're not alone. I said, okay, I guess I can do that. So we did that. That was a good time. It honestly, I will say it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It definitely wasn't as good as well done. The whole pink thing and the blood, that creeps me out. I don't like it. It's nasty to me. I can't do it. So, but yeah, that was how the whole thing, it kind of just, like I said, just kind of developed out of nowhere. It kind of just took off and developed a personality of its own, which is kind of funny. But
Did you know? I was always told this, that if you eat red meat, well done, so to say, your body doesn't process it faster than if it wasn't cooked as much.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still actually a real true thing. I've always been told that since I grew up. And
Yeah.
have you ever eaten your steak just not just a very hint of pink, just like medium well? Have you ever done it? I ask that question because if you do, you're going to get the full flavor of the beef that you're eating. And I'm not trying to say you need to do this, but if you eat it, it won't be dry. It'll be just enough that you're like, I can taste the meat in general instead of it being rubbery. If you could try,
that's what they said when I was doing that live stream. Everybody was like, if it's too much pink for you to do like a medium or a medium rare, like do medium well. We think just a tiny bit, or maybe like no real pink at all will be perfect for you. It'll still be tender. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. So maybe down the road I'll do another live on Instagram or something. Maybe I'll eat a medium well steak or something. Who knows?
I was like you, but now I'm kind of like just a very little bit of red or pink, and I'm good with that. Just because I don't like a dry steak, I don't. But also, I know how to cook steak. That's another thing. If it's like a freaking brick, I'm not even gonna touch it. Like I've pissed off restaurants. I'm like, you can take that back and go make me another one now. So I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and get a freaking machete just to eat my steak. But I like cooking steaks different ways, such as, but just butter, garlic, salt, and pepper. That's pretty much all you need for the most part. A little bit of seasoning, a little garlic, butter, salt, pepper. The Montreal steak, which is really, really good. You ever had that?
Yeah, that's what I actually use to eat that medium rare steak. I just do a little Montreal steak seasoning.
A Montreal.
That's good.
Trying to think. This one's probably going to take you for a trip. Take your steak and marinate it overnight in a bag or a container of Italian dressing. Italian dressing. Try it. It's good. It's got that tangy meat taste to it. Oh man, so good. But I will say this. Now, this is not a plug. It's something I actually eat. And tomorrow, Yankee Beer Company's releasing the Port Isabel stuff. orange and black pepper seasoning. It sounds bad, so you're like, no way. Try it. It's incredible. Pete from Damn Yankees sent me a container of it last year. Oh my gosh, we eat it on vegetables, chicken, pork. It's so good. And all it is orange and black pepper in a powder. Oh man, so good.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd like. That sounds like something I'd like for sure.
It's great. It's really, really good. So you eat, obviously because you're an athlete and you're technically into health because you're schooling for that. Do you watch what you eat and all that stuff? Like you really try not to eat all the bad stuff.
Yeah, I do. I've always kind of been I wouldn't say always. Probably like my sophomore year of high school or so, I started to get more into like the realm of watching what I ate. Just because I noticed a huge difference. When my uncle, kind of backstory, he actually played in MLS. He's a professional soccer player. He played on the U.S. Olympic team for a year when they played in the World Cup. He was a really, really good soccer player, and he's always been super big into his nutrition. He's now like one of the main endorsers and a part owner of like Herbalife, which is like a supplement company.
Yeah.
So he's always been huge into his fitness and supplements and how he ate, because as an athlete, it's really important. Like if you're going to try out, go out there and expend all this energy, like you have to have the proper fuel in your body. It's, everybody, they use the reference like a car all the time, real cheesy. Like you can't put, cheap gas into a premium car like a Mercedes and expect it to perform as well as it should. It's just not going to work.
This just crossed my mind. I was like, what all ways to eat your steak? Do you put mushroom and onions on your steak?
No, mushrooms. No, I hate mushrooms. Onions, I'll eat all day long. I hate mushrooms though.
Grill them in butter. I'm telling you, just grill them.
Ugh.
It sounds nasty. It's I'm telling you, it's like a steakhouse steak. You gotta think. I live on a farm and we eat. So
right. I believe it, but yeah. So like I said, by my sophomore year, I started to get more into like watching what I ate, and I was still like a high school kid, so I was.
Are you on like a diet? Are you on like a diet when the season's in?
It kind of just depends. I personally haven't been on like a super strict diet. We do have like a nutritionist on campus, and we have like some special cooks where if you're an athlete on a strict diet plan for. It could be if they need you to put some muscle on, if they need you to, lose some fat, whatever it will, whatever it is, they'll kind of organize meals and structure those for you. I've never had to be on, those meals. So I get the luxury. I can still eat whatever I want. But me, I'm pretty disciplined with how I eat. So I typically watch it anyways. But don't get me wrong. I still love my Chick-fil-A now and then. And Noodles and Company is like that's like my kryptonite. I love Noodles and Company, and do not get me started on Krispy Kreme donuts, because if you put a dozen of them in front of me, I promise they won't make it past 2 hours. I'll eat it.
Noodles and Company, is that a restaurant?
Yeah, it's like a pasta kitchen place. It's like
I think we
real
have
quick.
one near where I live. I think. Is it got like a burgundy background in the logo? Yeah, we do. I've never been in it, but I know where it is. Okay, is it good?
Yeah. That's one of my honestly, like, it's not super expensive. I wouldn't necessarily call it fast food. That's kind of like in like Chipotle realm of fast food.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's still quick, you can go grab it, but it's still better than going to like Taco Bell or McDonald's or something. But that's super, super good. And I love pasta. I obviously have to eat a ton of carbs to keep, to have enough energy to go work out and play basketball for 4 hours a day. So I pound carbs like crazy. Pasta and rice. I can't tell you how much pasta and rice I eat. But I'm not super.
Very well. She loves rice.
Oh, I would eat rice every single meal all day long if I could. I love rice so much.
Class number one.
That stuff's good, man. That stuff is good. But yeah, like I'm pretty cautious of what I eat. Like I tend to I just typically eat pretty clean and healthy. I eat a lot of lean meat, so a lot of like turkey and chicken. I've gotten more into fish. That was something I kind of had to expand myself into because I hated fish for a long time. I'm still not huge about it. I don't like the fishy fish, but like the white meat fish, I'll eat that stuff.
You're getting asked a question here. What is your favorite bourbon?
Ooh, see, I don't know if I can really answer that question and give you a good solid answer because I'm not huge into bourbon. Like I've dabbled here and there with like whiskeys and bourbons and stuff like that, but I haven't really had enough of them really for me to kind of give you a favorite. that I feel like it'd be a valuable answer.
That's a
I'm
conversation
kid, so.
Devon and I started the other day. We're like, we're going to get him into it. So
Yeah, that's
check
something I
back in
would
the
love to get
future.
into, but yeah, check back with me. Give me a couple months. I'm sure I'll probably have a better answer for you. But um, like I just, I'm a college kid, so most of the time
Right.
people are
Right.
drinking what they drink what's
Totally,
cheap.
I totally understand because, I'm not making fun of you. I keep saying that because you don't have a job. We all know that, and I respect it because you are literally working your butt off and putting in the time, work, and effort, and effort all the way around for your future. I mean, I respect that really, really much. I do. It's really
Yeah.
cool, and you have a very supportive family. That's what's awesome about that.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, my family's super, super cool about it. They've always been, huge supporters of everything with basketball and school and, me trying to chase down my dreams and stuff like that. They've always supported that, which has been awesome. I can't tell you how long or how many weekends we've spent in Denver for basketball tournaments. Or I've played, I mean, just about every major city I've played a basketball tournament in the country.
Yeah,
And they've, there was times where, my poor sisters, I felt so bad looking back at it now, where they would like, tell, hey, we don't want to go on vacation. So that way, Devin can go play basketball instead. So they would give up stuff. My family's always put, sacrifices in place so that way I could go chase my dreams and make that happen. So I got to give it up to them. They're huge supporters, which I cherish more than they'll ever know. But
that's really
it
cool,
definitely
man.
means a lot.
That really is cool that they would give up things of that just so you can do what you want to do. That's really awesome.
It is, yeah, for sure.
One day, I will dunk over top of your head. It will happen.
Look, you gotta catch me on the backside if I'm not paying attention. Just have
well,
somebody hold a nice little rim up there. You can do it.
I mean, you got. I'm fast. I mean, you got to, man.
All right.
And I'm left-handed. You got to be ready on that left-handed swing. See,
I didn't know you were left-handed. Those left-handed,
yeah.
they're sneaky. They're sneaky.
Oh, see, I already know you're like, make him go right, make him go right. What are you gonna do when I go this way, that way, then in? You're not ready for it. So you got to be ready. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, man.
So, how long? I gotta ask because as I was watching your channel, how long you been dating this Angel girl? I gotta ask.
So we've been like technically officially dating for about 2 years now. Our 2-year anniversary is on August 1st, actually. So here in just a couple weeks. So we've been dating for a while.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
How hard is it, honestly, being as you said before, you're in during school, you're in Kansas, she's in Oklahoma, she's in Colorado. You're literally a day drive away. That's gotta suck from time to time.
No, it definitely does. And it's a little bit tougher because
that right there says it all. That's why I said that. Thank you, Tyson.
Oh man, Tyson. At some point, I'm sure, but it's tough. I can't say it's not tough. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say it's not, because like you're right. We're about 10 hours away from each other when we're both at school. She goes to school at Colorado State, which is about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours away from Colorado Springs, where we both live when we're not in school. And then I'm 7 hours away from Colorado Springs, so it really puts us about 9 or 10 hours apart from each other.
So it's literally
when I'm at, yeah, we FaceTime a lot. That's the big thing, because I can't just up and drive home on a long weekend, because a long weekend is even if you think about it, if I get out of class Friday afternoon, that doesn't put me getting home till really, really late. Technically Saturday morning. I could spend all day Saturday, but then have to turn around and come back home Sunday to be back in time by Sunday night. So it's tough. We FaceTime a lot. And I don't get to come home as often as I would like to, because I'm so busy with class and basketball. As soon as we get to school in August, for the most part, we start preseason stuff. Our season runs all the way through March or so, depending on how far we make it to like the national tournament and stuff like that. We have spring break, and then we typically come back from spring break and we have postseason workout stuff. So we pretty much don't get a break. We're at it all the time. So I don't get to come home for a lot of the holidays. If we have a fall break, I typically don't get to come home for that, because we're still doing basketball stuff. Thanksgiving, I'm lucky if I get to go home for Thanksgiving Day, because basketball. Christmas break, we're still, even once school gets out for the semester and finals are done, we're still there for basketball games. We come back and, depending on how late we go in the tournament, I don't necessarily get a spring break every year. So it's tough. I don't get to come home. A lot of kids, or if there's like, Labor Day weekend or whatever, they can come home for the long weekend, stuff like that. I don't necessarily get that luxury all the time. I don't get to see her as often as I would like to because we're so far apart, but we make it work. We do a good job, and she's understanding of all the stuff that I have going on. She has a life of her own that she's busy with. So I think that's good that we kind of both have a mutual understanding of what the other one's going through, and she knows how busy I am and all that kinds of good stuff. But we definitely FaceTime a lot. That definitely helps.
Well, I can see in the comments here that it's pretty much a no-brainer that we all want you. We're all gonna. You're gonna marry this girl. You're gonna marry her. It's that simple. And you're gonna have some kind of an online like wedding of some sort, because I'm seeing some Washington folk, some Georgia folk, some New York folk. We all need to be in this wedding somehow. It's either you got to broadcast it, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm gonna call you right as you're getting ready to do the thing. I'm like, hey man, I just want to call you, let you know, you're a cool dude, and her name is Angel. Make sure the preacher says Angel, okay? Then we'll hang up.
Yep, I believe it. Go ahead. I see it. I remember Johnny Grooms. He had joked around about crashing the wedding one day.
Yeah.
So now now everybody in the comments talking about they get an invite or they're going to crash the wedding. Everybody, you guys you're more than welcome. I'll make sure everybody gets an invite. I'll just post a video about it on YouTube. You guys can all show up. That'd be awesome.
I watched that video with her in it. I did, and and I could tell just by her. I'm a good judge of character. I studied psychology. Just don't tell anybody that, because then you guys will think I'm more of a badass. I could tell by her actions, the way she was looking at you. That girl is devoted to you. She was, as you're talking, you're talking beer coat. She's literally looking right at you. See, I make sure I look that way, so I'm looking at you. She's looking right at you, and she's like, "This guy's just awesome." He's like, and I mean that. She was really into you. Like she was happy. I could tell she was really into.
Yeah.
She wasn't like, I'm just in here for the video, just here yet. She was really into that. She's really into you. That's cool.
It was really cool. She honestly is probably it's crazy because I love my channel. Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of what I've built up so far. But she is very, very proud of my channel, probably more than I am. Like, she talks about it to people more than I do. I'm an introvert, and she's very, very extroverted. She is a social butterfly, wants to talk to everybody. And so she's the type, like, we'll be out running errands or, doing whatever. If she sees a guy with a beard, she's like, I should go tell him about your channel. I'm like, don't do that. Like, let him enjoy his dinner. You don't have to go tell everyone about it. But she loves it. So when I asked her to be in a video, she was like, of course. That'd be so much fun. We can work it out. I don't know what I'm going to say because I don't have a beard, but I'll be in a video. And so it's really cool how supportive she is. She tunes into different live streams all the time. She pops her head in. I'm not sure if she's in here watching or not. I don't know if she's doing anything, but I see her all the time pop into different live streams. She comments on all my videos. She watches all my videos. She shares it with tons and tons of people. She's always like, hey, this friend just subscribed to your channel because they have a beard too. So it's really cool how supportive she is about it, because I know a lot of guys have wives who are like, stop buying beard products or, get out from in front of that camera. She's the complete opposite. I mean, she definitely, she gets jealous from time to time that I take some of the attention away from her, but not to the point where she would ever tell me to not stop doing it because I love it. She knows how much it means to me. But so she's very, very supportive. I love it.
Let's talk about this channel then, shall we? What, obviously you're using your phone to do your videos and such. Do you have light system of any kind yet? I don't know if you do or not.
Do I have a what?
Light, any kind of lighting yet? I can't tell when you're
Yeah. So I have just it's just like a cheaper lighting kit that I had gotten off Amazon. I think it was like $50-$60.
The boxes?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Real big softbox lights. Yeah, I keep it simple. Right. I was like, I would love to have a big, huge, crazy setup like Tyson one day, but I was like, for now, I keep it real simple. I'm just using my iPhone. I actually bought an M50. I haven't officially uploaded any videos with that camera yet, but I have the M50, so I have upgraded to an official camera. But I keep the lighting real simple. It's just 2 softbox lighting kits.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I have 3. I have one on this side of me, right there. I have one right above my eyes, like diagonal, and that actually keeps the glare off my glasses. And then I have an open one right above my head, which separates me from the wall. It's real simple to learn how to do this type of stuff. It doesn't take a genius. Go watch 3-point lighting on YouTube, and you can learn this in a matter of seconds how to make your lighting so much better. And it's just trial and error. It literally is. You know, like I would watch my videos and such, and I would film myself and angle. I mean, it's real simple to do. It really is. But you started a channel, and you're very consistent with it. You're doing it on Thursdays, right? Just Thursdays for now?
Yeah. I typically upload once a week. Like, that's my set thing. I upload a video every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. But occasionally I will sprinkle in like an extra video here and there. Like this week, I'm actually doing 3 videos. So I did a video Tuesday, a video today, this morning, and then I'll do another video on Saturday morning.
That's cool.
That's just, I'm doing like a special little, like my top 5 different categories for this week.
Yeah.
But typically every week I upload once a week on Thursdays. Like I said, if there's a couple extra videos sprinkled in there, it's just kind of like bonus content. But
so who all got you into getting into this?
So it was a handful of people. So honestly, in all honesty here, I actually had no desire to ever want to start a channel. That's not something I ever thought that I would do. I kind of been in the community for a couple of months. And I had watched a handful of different guys, Matt, Scuba, and Dan, and Tyson, and tons of people. But I'm introverted, like I mentioned earlier. And so that never, came across my mind as like something that I would want to do, because I want to stay to myself. And so being in front of a camera, to me, I was like, I don't want to talk to people. That's not my thing. And the more I kind of, fast forward to March, kind of when the COVID stuff had hit, I was really bored at home because I was home from school, with spring break and everything. So I was really bored sitting around the house all day. That was when kind of Scuba and Dan had gone on their, hey, there you go. That was when Scuba and Dan had kind of been on their big push, trying to, inspire people and push people to start channels, start making content of whatever sort. And so I finally decided, I was like, you know what? I'm really, really bored. I have nothing better to do with my time right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a review for some beard oil.
You really think they know what they're talking about? Like, really?
Right. Yeah, really.
Dan can't even read. He can't.
Right. The teacher that can't read.
Who was going to get permission from his mom to even do anything in his house?
That's true. He's got his own house now, so hopefully he can do what he wants.
You really think she's not going to move in there? Come on, man.
Yeah, she's following him. There's no doubt in my mind. She's gonna yell at him if he wants to use a stove and to get off the Wi-Fi. But yeah, that was kind of how the whole thing got started. They had kind of been telling people, hey, start content. Now's the best time. There's nobody's doing anything. And I was kind of in the same boat. I was like, I have literally nothing to do all day. I have an hour worth of schoolwork to knock out first thing in the morning, and then I'm done. If I get up at 10. It's done by noon, and then I am bored as all get out for the rest of the day. And there's only so much Netflix you can watch. There's only so much 2K I can play on my PlayStation before I'm just so bored out of my mind. I started making videos. Well,
I appreciate you making your channel. I do. Like I said, I heard before I knew who you were, I heard people talking. Hey man, have you seen Beard Code's video? And in my head, I'm like, who the hell's Beard Code? I didn't know. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I finally started seeing it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you messaged me, I was like, all right. And I'm not anybody special. I'm like, all right, this is a new guy, wants to come on to open the door. I'm like, let me see what this guy is all about. So I'm like, Beard Code. In the first introduction, you said it was a terrible. No, it was not a terrible introduction. It was good. And then you did your first review. I think you were still kind of scared, but you're like, you stood your ground. The second one, you changed it. You kind of were like, I got this. After you did that first review, I think you were like, I can do this. Am I wrong?
You're exactly right. It was like my first video. I was just like super uncomfortable because I didn't know anything about making content. I had no equipment. I literally took my phone and propped it up on some books. Like I had nothing. I had, just my bottle of beard oil that I was talking about, and I propped it up against some books and some boxes. I was just really, really uncomfortable because like I was like, why would anyone want to listen to my video? Why would anyone think I know what I'm talking about? No one's gonna want to watch this. And even like editing a video and stuff like that, I did
Oh
real
yeah,
like
yeah, right there. Kevin's like, yes, I'm the Mac Daddy. I'm the Mac. Hey, that was hilarious. I was like, that was great. That
that was a fun one.
guys, that video, the bearded Mac. Devon actually, he got that product. I have it over there to review myself. I watched his video in its entirety before I even attempted to give that a try because I was like, I hadn't experienced the bearded Mac yet, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to look at a new channel to someone who's used the product. Basically, I'm like, all right, educate me. And you did. You did a damn good job with that review. But the beginning was hilarious. I was like, you almost laughed at yourself. If you look at your face,
I did.
You're like, you're trying not to laugh and you're trying to keep talking. I was like, oh my God, how did he do that?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. That intro, like I had been, like I have this tendency. I love music, so I sing all the time. My family hates it. My girlfriend can't stand it because I'm always singing. I'm always rapping to myself. Um, but I, thought I was like, that song had been in my head. I think probably because I've been using the Bearded Mac stuff all day long.
Who
Of course,
is
the whole.
who sings that? Because I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, now I can't remember.
I don't know who it is.
Oh my goodness, it's an older song from the '90s. I just cannot for the life of me
is it
remember.
Craig Mack? Return of the Mac?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That in the actual music video, he has like a little part where he's like kind of singing to himself. So that was cool. The whole thing, right? And that song had kind of been stuck in my head, and I kind of was just like, I was like, that'd be kind of funny, like as an intro because of the whole Mac thing, like the bearded Mac. I'm the Mac Daddy. I was like, that'll be cool, whatever. And so I but I tried to film it like 20 times and I would crack up laughing the whole time. I'd start singing and I'd bust out laughing. I'd bust out laughing. I'd bust out laughing. And I honestly couldn't get to a point where I didn't laugh like even a little bit. So you can see in the video, I start singing, I kind of turn and face the camera and I still cheese real big. And it looks like I'm getting ready to laugh. You can tell I want to bust out.
Maybe you even said you were laughing. You're like, you laughed for a split second and you held it in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it took some time because I could not do it without laughing. I'm real like I'm the one that if you like I just laugh at everything. That's one of my things that I do. I just laugh at stuff.
It's Mark Morrison. That's right. I think it is Mark Morrison. I think that's who it is. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
And so I did the whole intro, and it took a lot for me to keep it in without laughing. But it was a fun video. That was probably one of my favorite intros that I've done. That one cracked me up.
Music, I've always said is the music is for the soul. I've said that for my whole life. Music is the soup of the soul. I've always said that, and as a musician, I respect that. Are you what type of music are you into? Obviously, I see the Nas back there and the Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, so my favorite is definitely like '90s hip hop and R&B. That's my bread and butter. That's what I love the most. But I listen to just about everything. Like I'm a huge Nirvana fan. I love Nirvana. I have a handful of Nirvana vinyls in my closet in my collection. So I listen to a little bit of rock and roll here and there. I actually want to teach myself to play guitar, just because I have some of like my favorite guitar solos. That I would love to be able to like play or at least come close to playing one day.
Such as?
Let's see. Some of my favorites. That's tough. If I had to pick one that I could play, oh, you got me on the spot here. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick one guitar solo, oh man, this is tough. Honestly, the song 6, now I'm forgetting who played that song. Oh my goodness. Is it no, who is it?
Is it a video game?
I think it's on one of the Guitar Heroes.
All That Remains.
Yes.
I played with them.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah. I played
Oh, man.
I played 2 shows with All That Remains. I
That is sick.
I watched Ollie. The guitar player, he passed away. He warmed up playing it right in front of me.
Oh man, that is nuts. That's so cool. I've always loved that song.
I could play it for you, but I don't know how to. I can't teach it to you because I don't know the music theory. I could literally teach you the cheater tab method because he was literally like 4 and 5, such and such. He's like literally, they call it tab. Then that's what I was learning. Like, this is how you do it. Yeah, I could show you how to play it, but I don't know how to teach you the fundamentals of it.
Right. No. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, oh
Pretty
man,
that part you're talking about is pretty.
I would love to be able to play stuff by like Jimi Hendrix and stuff, but I love Jimi Hendrix too much that I'd be like, I feel like I would do it remote justice, so I don't even want to attempt that.
I could play a little bit of Little Wing for you. Little Wing's a good. I love that song, Little Wing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, that's one thing I've always wanted to play, the guitar. My sister actually taught herself how to play. She had asked for a guitar for Christmas one year, and everybody was like, "You don't play the guitar. Why do you want a guitar?" She's like, "Because I want to teach myself how to play." And so my mom was like, she had begged for years. And so my mom was like, okay, if that's what you really want. They bought her a guitar, and she taught herself how to play. I mean, we'd hear her all the time in her room playing the guitar. She still plays here and there. She goes to the Air Force Academy now, so she couldn't like take her guitar with her or anything like that. Taught herself how to play the guitar. So I would love to learn how to play the guitar. I played the drums. I talked to you about that a little bit this past week. I played the drums for a handful of years, from like 3rd grade all the way up to like my freshman year of high school. I played the drums.
Now,
so that was fun.
Or you just marching band?
I was part of both. We did at first when I started out, it was more just like marching band type stuff. So I started with like just the snare. And then I kind of moved my way up to the quad. I loved playing the quad. That was probably my favorite thing from like the marching band side of it. And then I got involved with like our jazz band. So I jumped up onto the kit for a little bit. And jazz band was cool. It was just, we didn't play like the most exciting music. Not that jazz music isn't exciting. We just played like really, part of it was because we were so young. So we kind of had to play simpler stuff.
Right.
Everybody kind of was on that skill level. But that was just too slow and boring for me. I was like, I can't do this. This is boring.
When I was in high school, I remember I didn't play music in school. I played at home. I was the nerdy kid who locked himself in his room and played the entire Metallica album for the weekend. Well, when it comes to football games and such, I was the kid behind the drum kit playing the drums, and I wasn't even in the high school band because they want to have like a guitar solo or a drum solo, and I would just like play something from Metallica or something like that real quick, and the crowd would go nuts. I'm like, point to the actual band. I'm like, there they are.
Right. But see, I've always just been like just huge into music. My dad was actually a DJ. He started DJing back in like the 90s, back when everything was done on vinyls. He was in high school, and so he did it the old school way, where he went down. He used to tell me stories about him skipping school. He would find ways to get, like, he would sneak out, take the car, take it to school, or whatever, leave school so he could go get vinyls. From the record store when they would release on Fridays. And so, he had, and that was back when you had to buy like 2 or 3 different copies of stuff so you could mix 2 of the same vinyl at the same time to transition between songs and all that kind of stuff. And now everything's obviously done digital. You kind of just have your laptop, your mixer, and one digital turntable if you want. It's real simple now. But so my dad kind of helped.
We learned that. We learned that with that little like 20-second snippet that I did with Pete from Damn Yankee. I literally did that with a condenser mic in the room, and just sent him the track. And how's it here? There you go. Literally like a minute's worth. Just sent it to him. Boom, done.
Yeah, that's the cool part. Everything's so simple now. Like, everything's at the touch of your fingers. I can, like, honestly, there are times where like you can sit there and mix music. I don't even have to move my hand off my keyboard. I can just use my laptop and make songs like that. It's real simple. So I mean, it's kind of, my dad argues, he's like, it takes some of the skill set away from it. He's like, back in the day, like, you had to have the skill set of doing.
You had to have, literally, if you're a mixer, if you're a DJ, you got to have that hand right there.
Right.
DJs,
it was a lot more
they don't get a lot
tactile
of
stuff.
credit. They don't get a lot of credit. They deserve more. They really do.
Oh yeah.
I was always
so like,
I was always the type of guy. I was kind of old fashioned, record, go to a studio, such nothing. It's just I was at that time. I didn't want to learn the fundamentals, and I should have. I know now. I know about that stuff now. But I was, go to a studio, pay the guy, but I was always in there for the mixes, and a lot of the local bands that I played with, they were like, man, your all's mix, it just sounds so good, And I sat there with the sound guy, and I'm just like staring, at the monitor. I'm like, right there, that little flick, you listen to it over 100 times. You're like, there's that right there. We got to fix that, Yeah. I remember a lot of people. When the album I talked about, it was actually because it was a part of today's Christmas in July. The album I recorded with this figure was Ashes into Existence. Our drummer was leaving the band, and he kind of screwed us over. He kind of butchered the album. We didn't know it till later. We already spent all of our money. We spent all of our money and everything. Little did I realize he didn't play it to a click track, but he started out every song. It kind of went off. So I'm at work, and I got my producer calling me. You have to fix this. And I was like, what do you mean? And, he's like, I can't move forward because the album's wrong. So he had me and my guitar player on three-way. He goes, I had a guy cancel today. It's paid for session. If you can come in, you got to do it today. So I called Mark. Literally, I picked him up at like 2:00 in the afternoon. And he's like, we have 8 hours. So we get there, and the producer had the kit set up because he knew how I played the kit. He goes, I got it ready. Just get in there. Mark had already had his guitar tracks mixed and mastered, ready to go. So he literally is in a glass, the glass window. He's right in front of me playing Guitar Hero, just fake playing the guitar in front of me so I can follow him. And I hear a click track in one ear, and I hear the rest of the song in the other without the drums. So literally, I'm building it backwards, building the song backwards.
Right.
So, and I can also hear my producer as well. He could just punch in and be like, stay. He would like literally keep going. You're killing it. So I'm watching my guitar player. I'm like watching him. So when the song would change, and they're like, you fucking nailed that. I did the whole album in 3 hours.
Man, that's crazy. That takes some talent right there. That's nuts.
Well, I wrote all of it.
Right. Oh man, Tyson said he just put me in timeout.
What's that?
So Tyson just said he put me in timeout. I put a Go Broncos in the chat, so he put me in timeout.
Now you're in timeout of the chat. See what happens?
Right.
I'm telling you.
Okay. I can just say it on here. Go Broncos. There we go. Cheers to that one.
There we go. Now you're a Jimi Hendrix fan. I don't really think you're not a Doors fan, are you?
A little bit. I mean, to an extent. Like I just have a music appreciation. So like, if it's good music, I like it. That's how I see it. You know what I mean?
Hold on a minute. Hang on, Dev. Johnny Grooms. He's text messaging me. All right. Johnny Grooms, educate me. I don't know what this is about. I don't. What the hell is this NBO stuff? What the hell is it?
I've seen I've seen that, and I don't know what it is.
I'm using the StreamYard screen, so it's delayed. So, Johnny, text me. Tell me what that is. Because it'll come right through here. There won't be a delay. Tell me what the hell that is, because I don't know what that is. Sorry to take away from the interview.
Oh, it's all good.
I don't know what that's.
That's a good question, because I've seen that, and I was like,
yeah, I'm like, what is this? Is this a fad? What is this? Oh, he's texting me now. Yes, I've got Johnny Grooms' phone number, people. If I'm not mistaken.
You got a serial killer in your contact list there.
Actually, where'd it go? I'm waiting to see what he says there. Where's Johnny Grooms? Too long to explain. Don't mind me. I don't know what it is. I really don't. What is this supposed to be? I want to get to the bottom of that right now. What is this BW or this NBO shit? What is that?
I'm just as lost as you are. I see Mo says that it's new beard order, but I don't. Someone started. I'll leave it at that. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, you can just get rid of that shit now. So I'm just saying it now. If it pops up on the screen, I call you guys my mechanics, not moderators. Nix that shit. Take it out. I don't care. I don't know what it is. I know who's doing it or whatever. I don't want that bullshit on Beer Times with Scott. That's the end of that conversation. Back to us talking about making music. You like how I laid back into that? That's what I think.
I love the transition.
Yeah.
I like the transition there. That's good.
Yeah, that's the transition right there. So you were playing drums. What drums were you playing?
See, I had to like bounce back and forth because we had like a kit that I got to use at school that was different than the kit that I had at home because I played and practice on one kit and then would go to school, and of course the school had the kit that they had bought for the purpose of jazz band, so I didn't get to like take that one home or anything like that, so it kind of sucked. It was just a real cheap kit at school because it was like we were young. I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade. So it was just a little 5-piece kit.
You don't know what company, type of drum, whatever?
I don't remember. It was I'm getting old now.
I'm a gearhead.
So I'm getting old. Right. Yeah.
I'm a Pearl drum guy. Pearl drums, Pearl hardware, Sabian cymbals, Pro Mark sticks, Evans heads. That's what I use.
And I had a Pearl kit here. It was real old. It had been through the ring a few times because my parents, when they got me one they were like, we're not going to get you a super nice one when you're I was like
starting
11
out.
and kind of I just been starting out. They're like, we're not going to go buy you this super expensive kit. So I had one. It was real cheap. It had been run through. It had been banged on a ton, but it was kind of nice at the same time because I didn't have to worry about I could go play as hard as I wanted in that kit because I didn't have to baby it. It's not like something that my parents had spent all this money on. I kind of wanted to be like,
I beat the daylights out of mine. I don't.
Oh yeah, I believe it. And that was how I was like, I had experimented around and tried to play a whole bunch of different ways. So the jazz band is a lot more, mellow and laid back, which was cool. It's one style to play. And then there was times where I would get in my room and I would lock the door and I would just pound away. I mean, I would pound them.
See, I like to play, of all things, I like to play like not necessarily hip hop beats, but I like to play go-go beats. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know. I like playing that groove, and I don't know why. And when I was the singer of Disfigure, we used to cover Southern Hospitality by Ludacris and Wu-Tang's Triumph. They played the music metal style, and I would rap the whole song. Like it was, people were like,
"That's awesome."
Of course. You wouldn't expect that, they really wouldn't expect. I'm like, what? Of course, we were a beer drinking band. That was like our gimmick. We had a song called Beer Money, for crying out loud. So we were all about drinking and playing. So I'm like, what? A drunk guy can't rap? What? And women are dancing in front of us. It was fun times.
That's cool.
I used to get a lot of attention because I would sing and rap all 9 verses of Triumph by Wu-Tang.
That's tough. That's awesome though, man. That's really cool. I love the little spin-off.
Huh?
Yeah. I said I just love the little spin-off that you guys put on. You guys took your little metal side, kind of threw a little metal heavy rock and roll type of spin on it, but then you can still have that sample and that's really cool, man.
I only boot when Raiders get mentioned. Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
So would you be a musician if you had the opportunity? Because I know you have a love for music. Like, what do you listen to on a regular basis, like now?
Most regularly is not like I probably have to go 90s hip hop. That's what I listen to on a most regular basis.
Thank you.
I've got the 90s vinyls hanging up back there. I've got There's the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I have Illmatic by Nas. I've got a Method Man and Redman album up there. So like I'm a huge '90s. That's where my music appreciation is. Very very heavy. I love that era of music.
Lauryn Hill's album is one of the greatest albums ever written, beginning to end. It is amazing. Amazing. I love that album.
That let me tell you, I have one of the coolest experiences with that. So that has been my favorite album from I couldn't even tell you how young. I've always loved Lauryn Hill for her voice. Her voice is just something so special to me. And so once I kind of gotten a little bit older, as I was able to comprehend the music, hear what she was talking about, understand some of the pictures and storytelling that she had in her music, I was blown away. And that had always been my favorite album. And my mom always kind of thought it was not weird or goofy or anything was wrong with it, but my favorite hip hop album was written by a woman, and that's just not common. Like, a lot of people go with like Jay-Z or they go with Lil Wayne or whoever it might be. But my favorite hip hop album has always been The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And so that album came out in 1999. Mm-hmm. And so back in 2019, last year, she had done a tour. She went on a special tour starting in I think it was August or September.
Yeah,
at a 20-year anniversary tour.
Did you go?
I did. I got tickets. Yeah. My parents were Lauryn Hill fans, so I actually bought them tickets for their anniversary. That was they were celebrating their 20th anniversary, and it was the 20th anniversary of the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That's
so I
awesome,
bought them tickets at Red Rocks Amphitheater. And so I bought them, and I told them about it because I told them months in advance. I think the tickets came out March, so it was a while out in advance. And I actually sat on my phone in the middle of class one day, and my teacher was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You can kick me out of the class if you want to. I'm buying these tickets. I don't care." And so I got the tickets for my parents, and it was at first I was like, "Man, I should have bought 3 tickets," but I was like, I want that kind of be their anniversary present. The concert was in September. Their wedding anniversary was in September, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to intrude on their anniversary type of thing. That's kind of weird. And I was like, I don't know if I should do it. So I actually went up and I actually ended up buying a 3rd ticket for myself. And I was like, if you guys have a huge problem with it, I'll sell my ticket or whatever. If you guys want it to be your special thing. They were like, no, absolutely. Of course, we'd love you to come. So I got to see Lauryn Hill live for the 20th year anniversary of the
That's really cool.
Lauryn Hill. And that was the coolest concert I've ever been to in my entire life. She obviously was a major headline and stuff like that. But Talib Kweli came out on stage before her. And he was there for an hour on stage. And it was just an amazing concert. And it's at Red Rocks Amphitheater, if anyone knows where that's at in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's an outdoor venue up in the mountains. And so it's all the seats are kind of sloped down, kind of this. The stage is down in the front, but it's literally up in the mountains. You have to kind of take a mile-long hike to get up to the actual amphitheater itself to get to the seating. Coolest outdoor venue ever. It's in the Red Rocks up in the mountains in Denver. It's super, super cool.
Lucky bum. That's awesome.
Oh man,
that's a memory that you're never going to forget. I can tell already.
Oh, never. Oh yeah. I've always been a Lauryn Hill fan. That's one of the things that I think hurts me the most about the music that I'm a fan of is a lot of it is 90s stuff.
It's not.
They're not.
This is ignorant to say. It's a dying breed because
it is.
It's a generation that you were a baby. So literally you didn't know what it was till after, but you appreciate it now. So it's it's never going to come back. All you have is the memory, but you got to witness an anniversary of it. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's one thing. I wish I would be able to see more of some of my favorite hip hop artists and stuff like that in concert. Obviously I'd never be able to see Tupac or Biggie in concert. They both, passed away and they're gone. Mm-hmm. But a lot of those artists, they only come around for special reunion concerts.
No, they're not. See, there you go. If you read the internet, man, they are on an island out in the Bermuda Triangle with David Copperfield, the magician. I'm telling you.
Right.
You haven't seen Tupac, you haven't seen Biggie, you haven't seen David Copperfield since he's walked across Bermuda Triangle. They're all out there spending money. You all seem to think dead now. You don't even know.
Michael Jackson somewhere in Cuba. They're all alive.
See? You don't even know. See, I'm looking at all these comments here. You guys are talking about rappers that I liked. DMX. That dude, that guy played last year at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, which is in Virginia, not far from me. A bunch of metal bands and DMX, and he got the biggest response of everybody. How awesome is that?
That is cool. Yeah, DMX, he's another one. Has one of the most distinctive voices ever. Like, and the craziest thing is when you hear his voice, I am picture like this 6'5", like just huge musclehead, scary looking dude. He's like the size of my big toe. He is tiny. Yeah. But his voice is just so deep and it's just so rugged. I'm like, man,
in my opinion,
he got that voice.
One of the greatest debut albums ever. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one I liked. Scarface. Love Scarface. Go listen to the Diary. That's all I gotta say. Listen to the Diary.
See, they got me reminiscing. Like, man,
the Diary.
Music is.
I like the Untouchable album. I like that one. Mm-hmm. Well, that was the one with Smile with Tupac. That's a smooth song. I like that one. And then the Fix, the album The Fix. Mm-hmm. Guess Who's Back with Jay-Z. That's a smooth album too. Yeah. I like that one.
Man, everybody's got me reminiscing back on the music that's good music.
Back in the day, I'm reading their comments. I liked Ludacris when he first started. I'm not a fan now. Don't like his stuff here in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I like his older stuff.
Hip hop at all. There's nothing I like about it at all. Nothing.
See, I'm the new hip hop, like, to each their own. Like, if whatever you want to listen to is your choice. I am not a fan of this new hip hop stuff, and I'm younger. Like, I'm in that age group that swears that some of these artists are the greatest thing, and I'm like, you sound so delusional right now. I'm like, you have no idea what music is if you are swearing that some of these artists are the best thing to ever touch a microphone. And like I said, like, I don't care what you listen to. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. To each their own. Listen to whatever you want. But I feel like I have a very solid understanding and appreciation for what music is. So I'm just not a huge fan of this new stuff. I like the older '90s stuff where it was music. It meant something to it. Now you can go on YouTube, buy yourself a beat, and buy the rights to it, and you can say the same word 47 times in a row and go triple platinum. And I'm like, you didn't do anything.
Yep.
I'm like, now I'm wondering, why am I making beard reviews? I should just go buy myself a beat off of YouTube that's catchy, that's upbeat, that people are going to like. And I'm just going to say the same word over and over, and I'll make myself millions. And then I can buy all the beard oil I want.
Yeah.
I might have to go do that. So if I'm on YouTube later tonight, that's probably what I'm doing. But
I like other rappers. I like Beanie Siegel. That dude was really good. His first album was killer. I liked his first album a lot. Trying to think, what did I listen to like hardcore? Cameron, the one album you already know, Old Boy. That album, that actually was a good album. That whole Come Home With Me, that was the album. That was a good one. Mm-hmm. Is that one he changed? Like, he changed his style. He got more popular. He got a lot of guests, but all the songs were good. I really liked it. I did.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, we don't need to talk about that guy at all. Amazing.
Man.
The man sold his Beats company to Apple for billions of dollars. I mean, he knew what he was doing.
He is somebody that he has mastered every aspect of the music career. He is arguably one of the greatest producers of all time. He himself made good music, and he writes music. He could, make music. He produced it, did everything right. Is a business mogul. Started his own headphone company. Took off. Was worth billions of dollars. Like, that dude, he knew everything. He knew what he was doing. He's just somebody who has a very well-rounded understanding of just every aspect of the industry, and that's not something that you see.
Whoa, Rohan's thrown out now. Wow.
Oh. Ah, man. The funny thing is, my dad and I talked about this the other day.
I can't answer that question. I have to listen to both of them one more time to answer that question, because that's a tough one.
Off the top of my head, I want to say Reasonable Doubt, because I can't remember what year anniversary. It just hit its anniversary the other day, so I listened to the whole album all the way through. But both are just such good.
Yeah,
Jay-Z is another one, man. Oh man, like he's one that he has made such good music for such a long time that's pretty rare. Like, all of his stuff that he put out very early when he was younger is still really good, but even his newer stuff is still good, which isn't quite as common. He's another one that's got just an insane understanding of everything, the business side of it, music side, producing. But that's a tough question. I'd be okay if you wanted to give either answer. I'd probably accept.
I'm literally looking at these right now. That's a hard one. I don't think I'd have to listen to these to answer that one. You're gonna have to wait for that one.
That's a tough question. That is a good question.
I'm looking at all these right now, like all of his albums, because they're right here in front of me on Spotify. Reasonable Doubt was awesome. Lifetime was good. Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. Yeah, come on. I think that song pretty much kind of like sealed his career right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got Volume 3, Dynasty, Blueprint, Unplugged. I think that's one of his best albums he ever made. And people don't even know he really existed. And he did that with the Roots. He did that with the Roots. That was an amazing performance. I watched it live. I watched it on TV, not there.
Yeah.
Black Album was great. Now, I will say I really did like his Magna Carta album. That one, I was
Magna Carta, yes.
I was like, damn, that's a hell of a return there.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good.
Yeah, and that was one where I think things kind of started to shift for him. He kind of started to focus more on,
Well, I think you just lost a friend. I think.
Oh, Mo, you about broke my heart right there. Oh man, Mo, you just crushed my soul right there. I can't lie. Oh man.
But he does have a new awesome logo. You got to give him that.
Yeah, that's true. His logo is sick. I like that. But you, oh man.
I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
Now, see, this kind of like, I know you like them both. You like Nas, you like JC. Which song do you like better? Ether.
Ether.
What was JC's Takeover? What was his song?
His is
Takeover? I can't remember his Retaliation song.
Now I can't remember. I think I don't remember what it was. But Ether, seriously, if somebody put a song out like that about me, I would have quit. That to me,
remember the song the song he put out. I can't remember it.
Let me think. It would have been
what album? Blueprint.
What year was the Blueprint? Was that
2001?
2001.
Yeah, so, I got it right in front of me. No, I'm trying. It's Renegade, Song Cry, Heart of the City, Hala Javito, You Don't Know, Jigga, Girls, Izzo, Takeover. No, that's not it. It had Dynasty, Change the Game.
Man.
Hold on. Let's see. I can't remember the album it was on. That's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, I remember Nas's was still.
Okay, no, now I remember. It was Takeover because that was when it was Prodigy, Nas, and Mobb Deep all in the same song, and that was the Blueprint was 2001. So I'm pretty sure it's Takeover. It should be the Takeover.
Takeover I'm trying to think of the song because the song Takeover, that's the song where it's got the Doors beat to it, dude, because the song's called 5 to 1. That's the Doors song. So I don't think that's the song. So then it's The Ruler's Back, Takeover, Izzo, Girls, Jigga, You Don't Know, Hala Javito, Heart of the City, Never Change, Song Cry, All I Need, Renegade, Blueprint, Lyrical Exercise, and Girls Part 2. That's the album. I don't remember. I can't remember which one it is.
I want to say it's Takeover, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is. But
I don't want to play it on here for copyright purposes, so I can't do it.
Yeah, right.
I would, but I don't want to get in any kind of trouble, so I can't do that.
See, and now we've got the argument about East Coast versus West Coast. That's another tough question because I
like both. I can't really answer that. I don't know because I loved Death Row Records, but at the same time, I love listening to Scarface over from Georgia side. So I'm like, you're like, what do you do?
Yeah. Right, and that I don't know. I love too many people from both sides. Like obviously, I love Nas and Jay-Z who are out in New York, but like Snoop, NWA, all of everybody on the West Coast. I'm a huge fan of. I love Tupac, who I mean everybody associates with the West Side, which is funny because he's not even from California or the West Side, but that's a whole different discussion.
He's from Baltimore. That's
yeah.
where he grew up, Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
No, true
In
story.
Baltimore, lived in
my coworker that I work with, his family's from Baltimore. He grew up and has photos where he lived near, like right down the street from where Tupac grew up. Like he was like, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, see, I'm a huge fan of Bad Boy. I know it's that's not one that I think I love Bad Boy. Diddy's a genius. Let me just say that he is a genius. Death Row, obviously, I was a huge fan of. Suge Knight, oh man, he's a whole separate case of interesting.
I'll tell you one. There's two of them he had that I liked. That Diddy had. I really, really liked. He had on the roster, as they always said, was on the roster. Mm-hmm. I liked Mace. His first album was phenomenal, and he found God and changed his life, and that's great. And I'm not going to make fun of that, but he still did some rap, and he was tried to go back to those ways, but it wasn't the same. But I liked Mace, and I liked, but the dude only made one album, but it was awesome. Black Rob, that guy had talent. He was awesome.
Yeah, Mace was another one. He was on top of the world after his album. He put it out and was arguably the hottest, rapper in the world at his time. And he left and decided I'm done with it in the midst of being one of the biggest celebrities,
the greatest rappers in the world. Tell me this. These were brought up. Yeah, Mace was phenomenal. Tell me that Fabulous doesn't sound a lot like him.
He does. That's one of the reasons I love Fabulous. I've always been a huge fan of Fabulous, even back when he was in this whole Ghetto Fabulous, that whole thing. I loved all of that stuff he's done. I'm a huge Fabulous fan. That's another one that I want to see in concert someday. I'm sure I'll probably get to because I know he still puts out some music and does some stuff. But I'm a huge Fabulous fan.
Phenomenal. I loved his first album.
Yeah, the Ghetto Fabulous phase, that was cool. I loved all that stuff. And he was always he was a lot like I was in high school. He's the big, kind of like the pretty boy. He was all about, his outfits and his sneakers and, how he looked and always having his haircut and stuff like that. So I was a lot of the same.
Yeah, but he got famous from not in his own album on mixtape.
Right.
Before he got famous. Jadakiss, one of the greatest rappers ever. One of the greatest rappers ever. Hands down. The dude is smooth. And he double takes every word. I don't know how he does it. He's king at doing that. You act like I didn't know that. See?
See, this is I love this. I love music. So everybody, all these comments and the conversation, I'm just like, yes.
Mace when he did his thing. He was almost kind of nasal, but he kind of kept it going, and he kept the flow, but he got your attention real quick. That's how he did it. It was almost like he was just in a circle when he did it. He was good at it. He really was. Jadakiss is smooth. He could talk to you like this and make you listen to his conversation, but at the same time, make sure you're getting the point across to him. That was his style.
Yeah.
Who was it? Jadakiss, Sheik, Styles P, Gangster and a Gentleman. Gangster and a Gentleman. The whole album was about smoking weed, but damn it, that was a good album. Come on, man, I get high.
Such good music back then, but man, it's not the same today.
How long is my beard? I have no idea. I don't know.
See, I don't really know how long mine is. Mine's just so curly that I don't really know because when I stretch it out, it's all the way down to here, but obviously it curls up, and I have a ton of shrinkage from how.
Are you growing it out any further? Or are you gonna leave it like it is?
I want to go out maybe another half an inch longer, maybe an inch. That'd probably be about the longest I would go.
Another thumb.
Yeah, that'd probably be about the longest I would want to go, at least for now, just because with basketball, I don't want to have to deal with it being in the way too much. You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't want to hard it. Oh, okay. That's okay.
Yeah. See, James Harden, I like his. I want to find some way. Somebody like Scuba, who's bigger and probably has a better shot of making it happen, needs to get him into a live stream or something. That'd be the coolest thing ever. Talk to him and know about his beard routine.
Well, my claim to fame what would have been awesome, kind of famous for me. I almost had a pro wrestler, a WWE wrestler that was going to come on here, no joke, and we're going to talk beards.
Oh man,
I just
that's sick.
because of COVID and everything, like their schedule just got shut down. I literally took a shot and messaged him, and he responded. I won't say who it is, but
awesome.
I almost had a WWE wrestler on open the door, no joke.
That's
and
sick. We gotta find a way to make that happen still.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, it's like I'd love to do it, and he subscribed. I'll just tell you that.
Oh, cool.
That's
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't want to say who it is because you got to get on that channel, so people start hounding them like, no, we'll do it. We'll get it to happen on organically. No, it's not Braun Strowman. No, I wouldn't even.
I'm not gonna lie. That's what my first guess was.
Someone of that tier, that big, that famous, or that popular, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah,
that's cool. That's really cool. Though.
I'll just tell you, as a wrestler who has a beard in there, that's all I'm gonna say. But it would have been nice.
That'd be really cool to make happen.
I'm really loving this conversation we're having here because I did not expect you to say some of the groups that you liked, and Nirvana was one of them because I couldn't stand that band for years. But now I'm like, modern day now, wrestler now on TV. Nirvana, I was like, really? I was like, and then you want to learn solos. I'm impressed. I really am. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Nirvana was one that it took me a while to kind of gain an appreciation for. I was the same way. I was like, I don't really like it. It's just kind of that not subcategory, but it's like Nirvana is their own kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took me a while to kind of gain an appreciation for it. At first, I was kind of like, it's cool, it's whatever. It's just not really for me. I was big into more like the Metallica and some of the more traditional, I guess you could kind of say. But last probably 4 or 5 years, I've started to like Nirvana a lot more. I kind of opened up and expanded a little bit more and kind of been more accepting. Kurt Cobain was still one of the his story. I mean, it's so tragic, but it's such a cool story. Like nonetheless, he was he was quite the character, but he has a really cool story about everything.
Oh, I already said who won, Stephen. Actually, I'll go ahead and say it again. The winner of today's giveaway, because that person literally messaged me first and posted first, was Bearded Metal Chef. He's the winner of today's giveaway. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that, but I will make a post after we close it out. But he's the winner. He was the first to message. He was the first to post. Bluegrass Bearded was 1 minute behind him, and they both were correct. But I had to give it to Chef. He had it first. Congratulations to the Chef.
Yeah, congrats, Chef.
So we're working on 2 hours here. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Well, some of these are music-oriented. None of them are angel-oriented, okay? Angel-oriented. Some of them are basketball. Some of them are beard. Some of them are just life in general.
I'm ready. Let's do it. It should be fun.
I'll just say this before we get started. This is all you all need to know when it comes to music, okay? Slayer, The Doors, Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, NWA, George Strait, Garth Brooks, Eric Clapton, Tom Petty, Slayer. If I haven't mentioned Slayer, and anything I made. How's that? That's all.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
All right. It's time, gentlemen. Devon is officially in the hot seat. We're going for the speed round. And I have a whole page today. So let's start out with the typical ones. I always go, your soda of choice.
I'm not a huge
choice. Okay.
Drink of choice. Honestly, strawberry milk. I love milk.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
I'm not a huge soda fan, but if I had to drink one, probably Coke.
Okay. Your favorite meal? Wait.
That is.
We'll do 2 questions. Your favorite meal your mom makes for you?
that my mom makes is probably her broccoli chicken casserole. It is like
And
and over rice.
your favorite outgoing meal?
Probably Jamaican food. I probably have to say brown stew chicken.
Okay.
I'm half Jamaican, so I love Jamaican food. But we have a Jamaican restaurant here that's fantastic, like real authentic Jamaican food. So probably
Not
brown stew chicken.
not counting chocolate, your favorite candy?
Swedish fish, easy.
Favorite chocolate candy bar?
I mean, like, it's not technically chocolate, but the white, like the cookies and cream Hershey's bar. That's my favorite.
That's
Even
my
though it's white
dog.
chocolate. And that's,
Your favorite liquor or whiskey?
probably the peach crown. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I really like the peach crown. Yeah, I know it's seasonal, so it can be hard to find, but that's probably my favorite.
Okay. Beer or whiskey? I don't think you're a
Probably
beer.
whiskey.
I don't think you're a beer.
Yeah,
guy.
I'm not a huge beer guy, so I'd say
All right.
whiskey.
This one's from these. Some of these are from Mandy. Okay. Oh yeah, she's in on this one. All right. You've watched this before. The way you eat your peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
See, I'm not picky. It sounds
and-
weird. Like if I had to choose between more peanut butter or more jelly, I'd probably go more jelly, honestly.
Crunchy or creamy?
I'm gonna say crunchy. I like the crunchy peanut butter better. I like
What
the
flavor
little bit
jelly?
added texture. Strawberry.
Ha ha! In your face.
that one's easy. That one's easy. If I have jelly, I'm not gonna discriminate against grape or anything like that. But if I have both of them in the fridge, it's strawberry jelly all day.
What's your favorite season?
Probably the fall, especially in Colorado. Everything changes colors. It's real pretty. I like the weather a little bit better because I like to wear like hoodies and like flannels and stuff like that. And I like wearing jeans, so I like that weather because I can wear more of the clothes that I like. And it's fall in Colorado is second to none. It's like the most beautiful thing you'll ever see.
Well, what's your favorite jersey to wear that you own?
Honestly, probably my favorite one. If I can only pick one, I've got to say my game jersey, my college game jersey. That's my favorite one. I mean, there's nothing that feels better than putting on my Tabor College jersey.
Okay, all right. Are you a cat or a dog person?
Dogs. I hate cats.
Really?
I hate cats. I hate them.
Okay. Now these I'm asking you are from Mandy, so because I'm like I just throw some random ones. Are you a butt or a boobs guy?
That is a great question. Gotta say the booty. I'm a booty fan.
Thong or panties?
Thong for sure. These are some good questions. These are very.
Are you a morning or night person?
I'd say night. I'm more comfortable in the morning now because, like, with basketball, we have so many early morning practices and workouts that I kind of just naturally had to become accustomed to liking mornings and being up that early. But if it was up to me, I'd rather be up at night.
If you drink them, coffee or tea?
Coffee. I'm a huge coffee drinker. I'm actually a barista out at school, so I drink a ton of coffee.
You answered the one earlier because I was going to say shoe size, and that's perfect because you can send me a pair of those Speed Cats. I didn't forget about it. I didn't forget.
I didn't think you did. I figured you
most
did.
hated subject ever.
Honestly, probably like early Shakespearean English. I'm not a huge fan of it. I guess
You don't like to read stuff that's backwards and makes no sense? Oh, okay.
Right. I know. Who would have guessed? I've never been a huge English fan altogether. Like, I was good at it, and I enjoy reading, which is weird. Like, I like to read, but like everything from like writing papers and like doing like book analysis, I don't like that. It's to me, it's just not my forte. I like the math and the science side of stuff. So I'd have to say like English as a whole is just not my favorite.
I got to put a pause real quick. We're talking about writing papers. I'm reading Blaze by Stephen King right now. I'm about halfway through it. I'm taking a little break from reading Stephen King because Mandy bought me a book for Christmas this past year, and I haven't read it yet. It's actually I wrote a paper and thesis and shit on it during school when I was in school, and she bought it for me and brought back memories. To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm gonna read that here soon. Great
Such
movie,
a good book.
great book. Yes,
I love that book. I love that book.
What is your favorite book?
Honestly, it's probably the one that man. I'd say of my favorite classic novels, I'd say Lord of the Flies. I've always loved that book. It was just such a cool story. That's probably my favorite.
Okay.
Or another one would definitely be The Great Gatsby. I absolutely love that book. That's a cool movie, a cool book. There was one that I obviously have no major ties or connections to anything in that time era or that part of the country, anything like that, or that economic status. But I was like, that would be the coolest thing to live the Gatsby life.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree. 3 wishes rubbing the lamp. What would they be?
3 wishes. I'd want to end world hunger. I would want to make sure that my family never has to, suffer through anything ever again. Make sure that they're taken care of and well off. And then 3rd wish. I'd say, man, this is a tough one. I should have known this question was coming. I know you ask everybody, but I didn't think about this one. 3rd wish would probably be probably to help 3rd world countries, just to kind of get out of some of the warfare that goes on. I want to end all the warfare that goes on.
Okay.
Some of those smaller 3rd world countries, because that absolutely breaks my heart to think about.
Okay. Your favorite all-time movie?
All time, I'd have to say The Wolf of Wall Street. I love that movie.
Say it again.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Really?
I love that. I love that movie. It's a long movie. There are very few movies that are that long that I will sit through and enjoy. But I love that movie.
Okay. And your favorite TV show?
Man. Favorite TV show? Probably that 70s show. I love that show. That's such a quirky score.
We get a $5 donation from Beard Product Review. Yo, Devon. My man is amazing on camera and has some great content. Also, smash that like button and subscribe to his YouTube channel, everybody.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Please. This is a great guy and a great channel to watch. Okay. Switching your starting 5.
Ooh. All right. Oh, man, this is tough. Okay. If I'm all-time starting 5,
okay.
I'm kind of...
You're starting 5, 6-man, and coach. There you go.
Okay. All right. So my point guard, I'm taking John Stockton. My 2 guard, I'm taking MJ. The 3, I want LeBron. 4, I'm probably putting Karl Malone. And at the 5 spot, I would put Shaq.
6-man?
And then 6th man, I would honestly say probably Jamal Crawford. And it's sounds crazy, but when I think 6th man, I'm thinking somebody who has spent their career as a 6th man, not just some random player to come off the bench, So I would think somebody who's always been a 6th man in their career. I'd say Jamal Crawford. He is arguably he should be a Hall of Famer. And he's always come off the bench. He's been insanely good off the bench. And then my coach, I gotta go. Oh man, Phil Jackson.
Okay. All right. Okay. Your most hated NBA team?
Man, most hated NBA team. Man, the Warriors. I can't stand them. I just can't stand them. I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't stand the Warriors. I almost said the Celtics. I almost said the Celtics, but I didn't match them. So.
The best NBA era or dynasty, whichever you want to call it.
Ooh, I would say, man, that's tough. Honestly, probably I'd say probably the 90s.
No,
early 90s.
The team.
Oh, team. I think it's team.
Yeah.
Man, I got to go with the
Got to pick
Bulls
one.
and
You
their
got to
dynasty.
You got to pick one.
I would. Man. Oh man. Um.
I know what mine would be. I do.
Actually, I'm gonna say 91-92 Bulls. That was a special team right there.
That's a good one. I was going to say Detroit.
The Bad Boys team. That man.
Yeah, because if you fought one, they all beat the hell out of you.
Oh yeah, right, right. That was one team that they hated everybody else. If you wore a different jersey color, they hated you. But they were gonna ride for anybody on that roster, which was really cool.
Okay, so you've established that you are a moronic LeBron James fan. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
See, we got into this discussion the other night on a Tyson stream.
Hey, man.
If we are talking the best basketball player, I'm saying LeBron. If we're talking about the greatest basketball player, I'd say MJ. Because to me, there's a difference between greatest and the best.
Okay. Your favorite shoe brand?
Probably Nike. Because I like more Nike stuff for like casual wear. We're an Adidas school, so I've leaned more towards Adidas basketball shoes lately, but I'm not a huge fan of like their casual stuff. So I'd say Nike.
Your favorite coach?
Ooh, Bill Self from KU. I'm a huge KU fan, and he's a genius.
If you're a coach in basketball, what's your offense?
The triangle. I love the triangle offense.
What's your defense?
Honestly, I like going straight up man. I think like you got to nut up and just sit down and guard the man that's in front of you. Of course, working on help side to two passes away and stuff like that. But I like playing straight up man. I like picking up like half court too. I like get up and I'm probably right about half court and sit down and guard somebody.
Okay, all right. Let's switch paces here. One beard oil forever. What's it gonna be?
Oh man. That's tough. Right now, I'd say probably 1626 from Defined. I absolutely love that one. Carrie knows I love 1626 and I love Defined. If I could take a bath, I tell Carrie, I've told him before, he needs to come out with like a shower gel or something and scent it like 1626. Because if he did, I would never use anything different.
Balm or butter? I think it's butter, I would imagine.
Yeah, butter, easy.
Comb or brush?
Comb.
What kind of comb?
Oxhorn. It was Kent for a long time. I was a huge Kent comb fan, but I think like maybe 2 weeks ago got my first Oxhorn comb. But I've been liking that. It's the one with the handle that it's just one off of Amazon. No, crazy brand or anything like that. It's one that Dan put, he's posted and talked about a while for that. It's like a little handled Oxhorn comb.
Was brown?
I really like that one.
Oxhorn on it.
Yep.
Okay. I've seen it. Okay. Your beard wash routine.
Oh, see, that's a tough question because I have two kind of beard washing routines. It just depends on like how much I'm playing basketball and working out. Typically, I will wash just about every day because I get gross and sweaty and I'm nasty from playing basketball and working out. So I have to wash quite a bit. But my normal wash routine, I say normal if I'm not doing anything crazy. I start the week off with a super stripping wash or like a pine tar soap or something like that. I like to get everything out of my beard, do a nice deep conditioner. I will rinse the next day. Then I'll do just co-wash. Then I'll just wash. I'll co-wash again and then just rinse.
Okay. All right. Okay. A reviewer that you admire.
Ooh, man. Honestly, Tyson, faithfully bearded. He is, I know, he's opened up some about like his vlogs and stuff, just about some of the real life stuff that he's going through. All of us are going through that we don't necessarily always get to see on camera. And I've really admired him and how he's opened up about that. And he's a lot like me in how much he just wants everything to be perfect, I think. Because when I dive into something, like I'm full in, and you can see I'm sure everybody's seen it, but Tyson's oil collection and the backdrop of his videos if that doesn't scream I'm all in about something, I don't know what will. And he's always trying to upgrade stuff. I mean, it's always new cameras, it's always new lenses, it's always new audio. And so that's something that I would love to do, is just continuously upgrade. College kid funds don't always allow for that with a budget like this, but just his nonstop pursuit of getting better is something I really, really admire. Not just, I mean, in terms of content creation, but how he's, vulnerable. He opened up with his vlogs, how he's always chasing to be better. Something I really, really admire.
Who's a reviewer that deserves a shout out?
Ooh, a reviewer. Honestly, I'm gonna say Ben Taft. Like, I know he's been at it for a while, and he isn't. I think he's over a year now. I think he said, and isn't like necessarily like a huge reviewer that tons of people know about.
I love Ben Taft.
But I love his videos. There's like I look forward to his videos. I know his past few weeks he's kind of done just like random Tuesday rant videos. Those are like the funniest things ever. He's just so funny and such a cool guy. Oh, he's funny.
His voice down. Hold on. It's he like looks away. He's like, what is going on, guys? Ben Taft here.
Oh man, that was perfect.
And then he's like, what? I'm trying to talk like all the tobacco. The tobacco. It's so invigorating. It's great.
Oh man, that accent, it cracks me up, man.
I love Ben.
I love Ben. He's an awesome dude. He's one that does not get enough credit, but he definitely deserves it.
I love Ben Taft. I do. I do. All right. Your opinion. Best beard channel.
Best beard channel. Oh man, that's tough. Oof, man, that is a tough one. See, like part of me, I don't know if I could really answer that. Part of me wants to say Scuba because his quality is just so insane. Like he just has such good quality. Like that aspect, I don't think is going to be beaten anywhere else. I love how in depth Dan goes with like some of his, not necessarily his reviews, but like all of the other stuff he's doing with like the Carrier 101 oils and that kind of stuff. I'm a huge fan of your channel because this is not blowing smoke at you or anything like that. You keep everything real. I love that. Like, don't sugarcoat anything. Keep it real. That I love that. So that's one thing I really like. Matt's another one that I like. Keeps it.
We got you back. You're good. All right, hold on. Let's make sure. Make sure it loads back up. All right, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good. All right.
Yep.
There we go. But yeah, those are a few channels that I really, really admire. Probably, if I had to pick one as the best though, oh man, I don't even know if I could. I really don't. Beard Code. That's the best one. Duh.
Oh, he threw a bow in there. He threw a bow in there. Oh man.
Duh.
No, see? Okay. A company that deserves recognized. Hardworking.
Honestly, I'd probably say there's two actually. If I can throw two in there, I don't know if I can only do one. One is the Bearded Mac. I've talked to Chris a little bit, and he does so much stuff behind the scenes, and he is so meticulous about stuff. I mean, like he spends so much time perfecting stuff, trying to get stuff right. It's probably good enough, but that's just not good enough for him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he does a ton of stuff trying to perfect everything, and he's so meticulous. So that's definitely a shout out. Another one is Bam over at the Jolly Old Fat Man. I haven't heard enough about his company, but his stuff is very, very good. My beard loves it.
But I've heard nothing but great of the Jolly Old Fat Man.
I really, really like his stuff. And his hybrid, I think that the thought of a hybrid kind of scared me at first. I was like, if it's a balm, I think it should just be a balm. If it's a butter, then it should just be a butter. I don't necessarily know how I feel about having a hybrid, 2-in-1 type of deal. But his hybrid is a true hybrid. Like it definitely works as a balm. You can use it as a balm, but it's definitely nourishing enough and conditioning enough that you can use it as a butter. So I'm not sure, what ratios he's using and how he's doing that. But Bam's another one over at the Jolly Old Fat Man, I think. Doesn't get enough praise or enough love, but he has some very, very good stuff. And his scent profiles are so bizarre and unique. They scare. I think they probably scare some people away because they're kind of like, what in the world? That's a lot going on there. That's a weird combination. But all this stuff works really, really well together in a sense. So he's another one I think deserves some recognition.
Who's your hero?
Oh, my mom. Easy. My mom is my hero. She is absolutely insane. She for a while. I mean, a long story short, my dad wasn't always around. So my mom was raising 3 kids on her own, working full time and going to school full time. So my mom is my hero. She is like my everything. She has taught me a lot of the stuff about being a man that you typically don't learn from your mom. You're supposed to learn from your dad. Some of those things. But my mom is my hero for sure.
Okay. And your last question. This one, this is going to make you think. This is a random question. I was like, well, I got to throw an unexpected one. What's the name of your first child going to be? If it's a boy or a girl?
Oh, I don't really know. Angel or on Angel, as you like to say her name should be and should is. She has a bunch of names that she's thought up. She actually has a list in her phone that she keeps of baby names, but I don't really know. I haven't narrowed one down and I'm like, oh, yep, that's going to be my son or that's going to be my daughter. I'm still kind of up in the air with it. I don't really know yet.
I think we should go with the name Slayer. I think it fits. Slayer. It just fits. I'm telling you. That's like
I think that's a good choice.
Universal name. 2 more questions that everyone always gets.
Oh,
Number
man.
1, who do you want to see in the hot seat?
Ooh, who do I want to see in the hot seat? Honestly, I kind of want to see Ben. I'm not gonna lie. I think Ben, after that impersonation that cracked me up, I would like to see Ben Taft in the hot seat. I think that'd be pretty funny.
All right, Ben Taft. Okay, and what should I add or change to the opening the door?
Honestly, I mean, there's not really much I would want you to change about it. I love what you're doing here. Like, you are so laid back with everything and it's really just conversationally focused and stuff like that. So I like the behind the scenes type of feel with it. There's not too much I would change. I like the just casual conversation.
Okay. All right. Well, you can take a deep breath. You have officially survived the hot seat, my man. That was a good one. See? That's awesome.
I made it.
Now, Cedric from Beard, I always say this every time. Cedric from Beard Justice has added that everyone should put me in the hot seat for a speed round. Do you have anything for me or no?
Uh-oh. I think I might have lost it here.
I can still hear you. Is it working?
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine.
I can't hear you. Hold on. I think I have to back out. I can't hear you.
Okay, back yourself out and I'll put you back in. All right, he'll come right back in. Give me just a second, people. We'll wrap up with Devon here. DC 1016. Yeah, Devon's using his cell phone. So for future purposes, if you guys want, if you jump in a stream like this, you use your phone. You got to use your headphones as Devon's using.
There we go.
It's
I can hear you now.
Difficulties, people. That's what it is.
I know. All right. Wouldn't be YouTube without it.
That's right. So, do you have any speed round questions for me? If you don't, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Who is your favorite band?
Stained. From Springfield, Massachusetts. Had the hits. It's been a while. Mud Shovel. Oh my God! I'll say every song they made is a hit. Their singer can sing he could sing the phone book, and I'd go watch him sing it. There's just
I like it.
If you listen to my band Solace and Tomorrow's song, Yesterday's Sorrow, it's real emotional and deep. That's where we got it from, is from Stained.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you have tried this peanut butter whiskey, would you still drink your traditional typical bourbon, or is this something that you reach for?
This is going to be here forever from now on. This is well worth drinking. It's awesome. But I won't get rid of bourbon completely for it. I mean, this is something I'm like, I got to get me my screwball drink, But yes, this will be at the house permanent from now on, thanks to you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you like it. Is there a company that you have not tried, used, or reviewed yet that you want to?
The Barden. The Barden is the #1 most requested video on my channel. And I cannot use PayPal credit because that's how I would purchase things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't purchase it. I think it's because it's from Canada. I think it's only the United States. And I cannot do nothing about that.
Okay. Makes sense.
Not saying I won't spend it out of my own bank account money, but I can pay that back later. You know what I mean? Because it's like a credit card. And I don't want to take it from me and bill money. That's all. The Barden.
Right. Makes sense.
Barden's from Canada. And I've heard they're one of the greatest, if not best, company on the market. I can't speak for them. So.
Yeah, I tried Barden. I have his Reformed. That's all I've tried. I need to get my hands on his wash. I hear he has a great daily wash.
I hear everything that Adam makes is incredible.
Yeah, I need to check some more of his stuff out. But all right, now I got a kind of selfish question. What's one thing you would want to see me bring to the channel? Is there a certain company or review, anything like that you want to see me bring to my channel?
I would like to see your tips and tricks because you talked about bringing it to the table. I'm not saying you haven't done it yet. I want to see Devon's take on styling that beard or washing, all the tip and tricks videos that we all do. I want to see what you got to bring to the table on that perspective. I want to see. Okay, we all go through this. If you're a content maker, we all are like, you want to go higher, you want up. We all want to see that. I want to see what you do when there's a plateau. I want to see what's next. Literally, when you're at a plateau where you're not getting subscribers, you're not views. It's like it's 50 views all the time. I want to see what that next big video that people are like, did you see Devon's video? That's freaking awesome. I'm waiting to see what that is.
I like that.
I want to see a vlog. I want to see a vlog with Devon when you go back to school. How you have to go, put in the work, put in the practice, put in the time here. Basically like a week vlog in the life of Beard Code.
That'd be a really cool vlog, I think. I think that'd be a really, really good idea. That'd be a good one.
You're welcome.
Cool. I like that. Let's see. All right, I gotta ask you if who's your favorite channel? Favorite beard channel, I should say.
None of them. I don't like any of you all's channels at all. I only tell you I like you because you all text me. That's it. None of them.
I knew it.
If I had to pick one that I'm gonna give you three that I watch on a regular basis. Literally, I'm waiting for their videos. Brian, Beards and Banjos, Mo, the Bearded Shark, and yours. Man. Now, if it wasn't you before, Ben Taft, because I like watching Ben Taft.
I do too, man. Like he is one. If any of you guys out there in the chat, if you guys have not subscribed to check out Ben, go watch a video. He is so funny. Like he's himself. He's real, like not in the rude way. He's real quirky and he's just himself and he just goes with the flow and it makes for great videos. I love and his accent, his voice cracked me up. He says it's backwards.
Going on, guys? You got a new backdrop. Back here.
Yeah, the Chris is like, man, he cracks me up. He's a good guy. Check him out. He's funny.
I love Ben Taft. He's just great.
He is. He's a good dude. Oh man, I don't know if I have any more questions.
I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I'm like, I'm in. I'm ready.
I'm trying to think if I have any more questions for you.
Wait a minute. I gotta move. I about removed you from the stream.
That mouse, man, it's a killer.
Yes, I tell Mo all the time, I can't stand this channel. I can't.
Oh man, Mo's another one. Mo's funny, and I'm happy for him. He just hit 1,000 not too long ago, but he's a good dude. He's funny. I know he loves his yoo-hoos, and that's chocolate milk, and I like strawberry milk. So I mean, I guess that's close enough. But
I said a year ago to 3 people that we're going to get. I said we're going to get you to 1,000. It's just a goal that I like to get. It's not even about making money here on YouTube. It's just you get 1,000 people that are subscribed to your channel. That's awesome to say to people. Like, I've got 1,000 people that watch my videos. What sports have I played? I used to play basketball and volleyball. I played a lot of volleyball, played a lot of tournaments and such around the 4-state area where I live. So that's about it, really. Never really played played a lot of basketball, a lot of sports. Just some of them. I told Dave, Beard of Motivation. I told Brian, Beards and Banjos. And I told Mo, I said, we're going to get you to 1,000. And I literally have stuck to that. I've gotten one. Well, second one's not too far, and Brian's behind him, not by far. We're going to get him to 1,000. I've already got 3 others I'm going to have this conversation with this year. You're one of them.
Oh, man. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that.
I'm going to do whatever I can to help you get to that 1,000, because not only is it a goal for you, it's a goal for me. And I say that because I don't consider myself to be a famous or a big dude in this bearded community at all. I consider myself to be one of the first to be doing things like this. And I'm appreciative. People respect my opinion and such to continue to watch. I like to help people get bigger, so to say. I don't ever think I'm famous of any kind. You're gonna be one of them. If you could jam with one band, what is it other than Aaron Lewis? Slayer.
Ooh,
Slayer.
That's a good question.
Slayer. I can go ahead and tell you be Slayer, because if you've been to one of their concerts, you just know. Slayer. Slayer or the Doors. I would love to play with the Doors.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
There's a few people, like I said. Well, I'll go ahead and say it. I'm going to make a video like I do every year of I try to look at everyone's channels that are, I don't want to say lower. They just don't have, they're starting out and they're finding where they are in the bearded community, and I like to help them. You, Johnny Grooms, Ben Taft. I'm going to make a video literally shouting you guys out because I believe in all 3 of your channels. I've watched you guys. I talk to you guys on a regular basis. I think you 3 are doing a damn good job. Johnny Grooms has the greatest name in the bearding game today. Johnny Grooms, I'm so glad you trademarked that LLC, because that is such a great name. But
it is.
I think the 3 of you guys are doing a fantastic job, and I want to see you guys go well above and beyond me, because I know you will. What band would you call your guilty pleasure, and why?
That's a good question.
I got to think about that one. That's a good question. What band do I listen to that people don't like, and why? Huh. That's hard.
That is. I don't know if I really have one.
Volbeat, they're a band from Denmark. A lot of people say they suck because the dude, he sings like this. It's kind of real little monotone, but he sings, but they don't speak in English at all. He can only sing in English. They're from Denmark. Yeah. And they sound a lot like Metallica because they there's secrets in the studio, so they sound real big like Metallica, but they're fucking phenomenal live. I love watching Volbeat play live.
That's cool.
Yeah. Backstreet Boys for me. Oh my god. I've seen Nickelback perform in concert 4 times. I think they're actually a good band for what they do. People can hate on them. You could hate on them, but that band has sold millions of records. Millions.
A ton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or yes, a band, Rammstein. Rammstein. One of the greatest live performances you'll ever see. But they're just banned in so many countries because they have no filter. Right. And this year they were coming back to the United States, and all this shit happened. And you're like, it just went out the window.
So much
So,
for that idea.
yeah, that was their first time being back in the United States in like 10, 20 years. They had a
Oh,
whole
man.
U.S. tour lined up, and it got shut down.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, this COVID stuff has been a killer on a ton of stuff.
Yeah, it has. It's affected the world in a good way, and it's also brought us to you because you had no idea. We're never into this until now, and honestly, we can thank COVID for bringing Devon, the beard code, to our world in the bearding community. I'm glad to have you in here. It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's all thanks to COVID, because otherwise I would be, I would have been back at school living my normal life and had no channel at all. So I mean, I'm glad that it happened now, because it definitely turned out to be for the best for me, for me and my
Well,
channel. So
you're talking to a redneck boy from Pennsylvania, talking about beards, drinking peanut butter whiskey, and having a great chat, man. It's been a great
that's
2.5
right.
hours.
It has, man. It's been excellent conversation, man.
And that goes back to, as I wrap it up to the very beginning, that's what I have in common with a kid 18 years younger than me right there. We just had a
It's
conversation
crazy.
about facial hair, about life, about music, about school, basketball. It just takes one small little thing to get to know somebody and find out that kid, that's a cool fucking kid. Or that dude is an asshole, but he's a cool guy.
You are indeed, man. You're very, very cool. Such a cool company.
I've claimed myself to be that for a long time. There's only one of me. Only one. I am the American original.
Hey, that's right, man. Be yourself. That's one thing I think people get so worried about, especially like on YouTube or any sort of like social media. Like, be yourself. Like, there's nobody who's gonna be you better than you. And that's one thing I told myself coming in. I was like, I don't care. I never in a million years thought that I would have 100 subscribers. I'm almost at 200 now. I never thought that I would hit that. I didn't think I would get to 10. I thought it would be like my girlfriend, my mom, and my two little sisters who I made, and forced them to subscribe to my channel. But like I told myself, like, I don't care who watches. I want to be myself, and I feel like I've done a good job of sticking true to who I am. Like, people realize I'm just this, introverted college kid who plays basketball and loves music, and but I'm me, and that's one thing that I tell everybody: just be yourself. There's too many people out there trying to be like everybody else. Like, you're so wrapped up.
Bobby Casey, I have met Shinedown. I have their autographs. I have photos with them. They came to play the Uproar Music Festival in 2013 near my hometown, and they had the Zippo lighter tent there, and you had to make a tweet of why you should meet Shinedown. Well, I lied and said I just flew in from England to see my favorite band in the world. I hope I get to meet Shinedown. Well, Shinedown actually picked the winner, and it was me. And I went up to them, and I spoke with an English accent because I lied. And they're like, "You won." I'm like, "Oh, mate, I won. Oh, holy crap." I'm giving them a horrible accent. The singer comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, we know you're not English, but that was a hell of a tweet. We had to pick it." I met them.
That's funny.
I got to go see them like 4 or 5 times. I've seen them play in a music record store down in Baltimore, just the singer and guitar player doing their acoustic act. I was literally from me to the computer away, like inches away from them. I got to take my daughter. She was 6 years old. I took her up to New Jersey at the House of Blues, and we got to go meet Shinedown. It cost me $20 to meet them backstage. She was in front of them, singing the entire set. And if you go on YouTube, if you all message me, I could send you video or links where they are literally talking to my daughter, because they're like,
that's awesome.
The dude's like, let's play something that these guys will know. He starts playing Nirvana, Teen Spirit, and he goes, at my daughter, he goes, "Now we forgot about that. We gotta play songs that people will know that are under 13." And he's pointing at my daughter.
That's funny, man. That's cool, though. That's very cool.
Yeah, they came they came into where I was meeting them, and they literally blew past the entire crowd and came to my daughter first. That was so awesome. And she was like, "Oh my God," like she was starstruck.
I believe it, man.
The only thing that sucked, because they have it all the time because of paparazzi, they're not allowed to take photography. But the singer, and he's like, this is awesome. He's like, we don't see this very often, a father and a daughter. He's like, this is really cool. So that was really cool. So I've met Shinedown.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Greatest live band in America. I will say that.
I see. I saw Bobby's question asking about the NBA or college.
It's a tough one.
For me, honestly, I'd rather watch college basketball. The NBA is more exciting. But I mean, I'm a
college. They're playing their hearts
enthusiast.
out to get there. They are. They're playing
right. Yeah, they
really
play
are.
so much harder, and they play more fundamental, and it's more about having the heart and wanting to play for real. So I'd say college basketball for me, especially March Madness. That's the best time of the year.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it's been a great chat with Devon here, but unfortunately, I am going to have to end this. I would love to continue talking to Devon, but I've got his phone number, and I can call him any day I want to.
That's right, man.
I want to thank all of you guys who have tuned in for this. It's been a great chat with Devon. I've been looking forward to doing this one. As I said earlier, I think Devon has the hottest YouTube channel in the bearding game right now. Hottest, newest, and upcoming right there. Beard Code.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
So is there any final thoughts you want to say before we close it out?
Nothing much. I see some go Chiefs and some go Raiders in the comments. So I'm going to say go Broncos, of course. You guys are going to have to listen to me scream that 2, 3, 4 times. Go Broncos, go Broncos, go Broncos. Yeah, thank you guys for all coming out and watching. It was an awesome conversation, and I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Yeah, man. And go subscribe to Beard Code here on YouTube and down in the link below. Go follow them on Instagram. And as always,
hey, stay fresh, stay clean, and never break Beard Code.